They were episodes. Things happened. I'm not entirely sure what any of it was. I mean, yeah, this show, like, I'm still interested. I'm not like so bored I want to turn the episodes off halfway through, but
Mm.
it's not really as gripping as it was about 5, 10 episodes back. Like, I'm watching it and it's fine, but it does just kind of feel like filler.
It is just, I think, I don't know. It's the constant. They're just constantly explaining how the things
Mm,
work, and it's getting tedious.
yeah. And it's like
Um,
about 6 episodes back, they're like, "Yeah, there's no more loops. We've reached the end of the." There was like 2 episodes all devoted to the fact that Shinichi can no longer loop because we've got to the like, there was rules established about when he can loop, and, like, we are right on the edge, you can't loop, and he's looped about 4 times since. Like, they just completely forgot their own rules that they spent 2 episodes establishing just so they could loop a couple more times.
yeah, because they were saying that like he reaches the event horizon almost of like the point at
Yeah.
which he can't go anymore. And then they started being able to like track him and trace him and follow him essentially. So every time that he looped, they knew exactly what had happened in the loop. So then you're losing all your advantage. But they just keep like working in ways around everything.
Yeah, it's like
But then these episodes had the weird, yeah, the love confession. Yeah, two love confessions both failed,
both involving the same girl.
and then yeah, Ushio's just got crazy hair.
Yeah, she's turned into Medusa somehow
Her hair is
because
like
Hakingu.
saving the day is Ushio's hair. Um, yeah, I mean they're kicking some butt
Yeah,
for some teenagers and young adults. They're
doing a lot better than I expected.
yeah,
Yeah,
they had some serious plans going on with the doubling of the gun
they
and
did.
things like that. Yeah,
That I've got to say that was pretty slick. I
it was
was
slick.
I was pleasantly surprised when you're like, but your thing won't work. Like, but it is because you were tracking the wrong one.
But
Boosh.
then all she had to do was smash the mother in the face.
Yeah,
And she's like, oh no, I was told not to hit people after all this violence I've already done.
yeah. Like she's spent, and also like I'm all for not punching people. That's a great rule that as a society we need to stick to.
Yep.
But when said person is like a mass murdering, possible alien, possible chaos god monster that has spent the entire series up to this point trying to kill everyone, punch it. Punch it
Punch
as
it.
hard as you can, as often as you can, because that's literally the point.
So we've left off and we're in a bad position because it's like mother has gone inside Ushio or like she's got
Yeah.
her eyes, it's all very weird, and also
Yeah.
the big guy is still there, like another copy of him, or I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So they're in not a great position right now.
No. It does kind of feel like these last few episodes, despite the fact that she's been, the big villain for the whole series so far, it does feel like they're kind of trying to shift us away from Heine towards a goopy priest guy whose name I've forgotten.
Mudman, we'll call him
Yeah,
Mudman.
Mud Priest. It seems that they're very much trying to establish that he is actually the big villain and that Heine may be savable somehow or
Mm,
redeemable. And I'm not really on board with that because it's dumb, and I like when villains are just villains.
yeah.
Like you can have a villain that has an understandable reason for doing what they're doing without making them redeemable, you know?
Yeah. And we can talk about great villains when we talk about Jujutsu Kaisen season 2
Fuck yeah.
and such and such. But yeah, so STR, we'll do the last 3 episodes next week. Who
Yeah.
knows? The finale may be
It's like
super incredible.
yeah, the show has everything it needs to put on a solid finale. Like I still have absolute hope that this will wrap up in a satisfying manner. But as each episode goes by, that hope dwindles somewhat. So yeah, we'll
see.
we'll see for the last time, hopefully. Or they'll add 2 more episodes and we'll be stuck here forever.
It'll just be there
Speaking of,
forever.
once we're done with that, Disney Plus is really pushing me to watch this show, Tengoku Daimakyo, which was airing. But I saw some random post on the socials the other day saying it went from like the 27th most interesting anime series of the season to like the highest rated, and it won a bunch of awards. So it might be worth checking out. And it's on Disney Plus, so we just tab right and start watching.
In the outside world, 15 years have passed since an unprecedented disaster that completely destroyed modern civilization. I'm just reading the thingy. This is me just Googling about it. A group of children live in a facility isolated from the outside world. One day, one of them receives a message that says, "Do you want to go outside?" This is like Silo, but in anime form. No, I don't.
Awesome. 'Cause I don't
I
have
don't
Apple
know.
Plus, so I can't watch Silo.
They're all like locked in somewhere. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. We can do this.
I do love a good post-apocalyptic show, so if it is along those lines, I'll be all up on that.
We're like all for the Disney Plus
Yeah.
anime.
I've been
However,
saying this for a while that, since apparently I've heard their next big purchase, just so we absolutely have to watch it, is Undead Unluck.
oh,
Apparently
okay,
they're getting the rights to stream Undead Unluck outside of Japan.
cool.
Like this, it's the same Disney Hulu jobby that is currently airing Bleach, which we will discuss in a bit. So I mean, like, it seems like their investment in anime is paying off. So if we keep supporting it, hopefully they will start like adding more series, and they will start possibly adapt instead of just airing other people's anime, they'll start making their own. And then I really fucking need someone to adapt 20th Century Boys. Like, it's one of the greatest manga of all time. I don't understand how it's not been adapted yet. But to be fair, Netflix have Monster and they're about to release Pluto, both of which were written by Urasawa. So, you know, maybe they're kind of working toward that, but fuck Netflix. So, yeah.
I was about to say, like, in the supporting of the Disney Plus anime, it is kind of coming. Well, the CEO is kind of under fire at the moment, right? With all the strikes and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Our boy Bob is a scumbag of the highest order.
He basically like said that he's like disappointed in the actors. Why has it come to this? He's like, I'm a little disappointed in you guys, and they're all like, are you actually
What a
fucking kidding us?
Yeah. I mean, did you see I saw the latest kind of thing I saw? SAG-AFTRA released their list of demands, and it also showed the response from like the man.
Oh really?
And I've got to say, like, I'm not a professional in any in any way. I was reading their demands, and they all seemed super fucking reasonable. There was nothing there that didn't seem like something that just should have fucking happened. Like, oh yeah, maybe don't just scan people once, pay them for 1 day work, and then use their likeness in perpetuity. That shit is some fucking Brave New World level 1984 nonsense. That should never happen. And they're like, yeah, no, we want to just, steal your face. Fuck you. No. Yeah, I'm very much on SAG-AFTRA's side. So yeah, get ready to watch some old stuff because we're gonna have no movies or TV in about 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much anime and things that I've not watched
True,
that we can probably
true.
cover, or like we can
And to be fair,
rewatch
I'm
some
pretty
old
sure
stuff.
anime doesn't seem to be covered in the strike, so we will still have anime, but we will have no Hollywood movies
Yeah.
or TV series, and possibly nothing British either, because I know a lot of shows like made in England, but sort of for the joint English American market, are also considering striking in solidarity, which is, the right thing to do because
Well, it
it
makes
just fucking
sense
is. Yeah,
because the majority of film productions that are happening over in the UK are American led
Mm.
because they come over here to film because it's cheaper and they get tax breaks and shit.
Yeah.
It's just all money, isn't it? It's crazy.
Basically, yeah.
Like when I do extra work and stuff, I think about how crazy it is, like how much money they're putting in just for like people in the background. But then also you look at and then you look at people, I don't know, obviously like writers, and you think they're literally creating the content and not getting paid a lot for it. But obviously the amount of people that it takes to make a film, and yeah, like the actors, the main headline actors get paid a lot more than anybody else's film, but they're what draw people to the movie.
Mm.
But like the CEOs and people that, how much work are they actually doing? How much work are they actually doing? And they're just like taking all this money when most
Yeah.
of their lower level workers are getting like nothing.
It's bullshit.
And there's just no, it's one of those things, there's no job security in the film business.
Yeah.
Like literally
Yeah.
nobody working in the film business, apart from, I don't know, the really high ups, have any job security whatsoever.
Crazy.
Like not even big
But
name actors have job security. Do you know what I mean? You can get paid 50 million for a film and then just not get cast again for the rest
yeah,
of your career. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, this is especially true in for TV actors. You'll have one big role.
Mm.
It'll run for 5-6 years. You'll get shitloads of money, and then it'll be impossible for you to find your role because everyone's like, oh yeah, we just see you too much as your famous role, so we don't want to put you in anything. Like, think of all the amazing actors and actresses that have been in like massive headline shows that then just fucking disappeared because they haven't been able to get out from the shadow of that one show. That's why one of the main sticking points for like certainly the SAG part of SAG-AFTRA is residuals, because for streaming, like that's where the most of your money comes from. And people are giving these horror stories of being in massively successful Netflix shows. Like, oh yeah, here's my 6-month check. It's $1
Hmm.
because fuck you. What the hell?
It's a similar thing to like, you know, with like music royalties. You got people that have lived off for their entire life, like a one hit 80s wonder. They've just lived off that because it gets played or whatever. But yeah, there's I don't know. It's sad that you
Yeah,
could be in something so successful, but because you signed this little bit of paper because you had to, basically, you weren't going to get the job, and you've accepted this money to do the job, then it becomes
yep.
this like multi-million, billion-pound success, and you get absolutely nothing.
Yep. I can't remember what it was, but it was one of, I think it was, yeah, actually, the second season's about to start. I think it was the guy that wrote The Bear, the Disney Plus show about the guy working in the shitty little deli in America.
Yeah.
Great fucking show.
Yeah, I
If you've
saw that
ever done
advertised.
a service in like a kitchen, a professional kitchen, it will give you PTSD. It is like, it's entirely too accurate to the fucking stress and nonsense that you get on any goddamn service, especially in like a lower end place. Basically, the guy that wrote that, like, he literally went to like the Emmys or whatever it was, picked up his award for best drama, and then fucking went to work like a shift in some like a regular retail store, because even though he had just won an Emmy, the money he was getting from it was not enough to sustain a living.
Mm,
He had to just go and get like a day job.
crazy.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yep. So yeah, support anime, but also support creators, because without them we don't have anime or TV or movies or music or
Or
books.
anything enjoyable in life is the thing.
Yeah.
Literally, like,
Support
what is
artists.
life without art? Yeah, like
Yeah.
you just go to work and then you come home and there's literally just like nothing to do. Like because art is everything. People probably think, oh, I remember when there was like all the writer strikes and everything before, and even like during lockdown and that, they're like, oh, we're not gonna, it doesn't matter. Art's not important. Art doesn't get funded. Art people
Yeah.
don't need to go to work because it's not important right now. And it's just like literally people have nothing else to do with their lives. If
Yeah.
you take away all forms of art, there's very few. I would say that there's very, 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 very few people that don't watch TV, listen to music, do something. Do you know what I mean?
Read
Every
books.
single day of their
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's crazy.
It is.
But yeah. On a note, just to get some stuff out of the way before we talk about anime and things. I watched Sucker Punch.
Hey, love that film. Very
Yeah,
nice movie.
I remember when it was coming out, and I was like, "Oh, that looks amazing. I'm gonna watch that." And then I never did. And here I am, like 14 years later or whatever. And I think it was like 2000 and
Yeah,
something. Yeah. Um,
2000 and fucking long.
yeah, it was strange. It was. I feel like in my head, it was Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah,
In my head, he sat down and he's like, "Oh, someone's gonna give me some money to make a film. I've got loads of ideas that I think would look great on camera, but I need a way to intertwine them all into one project. Like all these like grand things, and then he like made this story to put them all together because it was his original works, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was actually his first original screenplay.
Okay.
Before that, he'd mostly done stuff like 300 that was adaptions.
Okay.
But I'm sure some Snyder cultists will prove me wrong.
But yeah, I feel like he just had like all this money. He had the funding, and he's like, I just want all this cool shit to be in a film. So here's a story, but the story is quite cool because you've got like it's like Inception. It's like a thing
Yeah,
within a thing
there are
within a
fucking
thing,
layers.
and yeah, I do feel that the main actress was kind of wasted. She didn't really have much dialogue or do much, and I feel like
Yeah,
that was her film along with like she was in Series of Unfortunate Events, but that kind of
it
flopped a
was
little bit as well. So this
a bit.
was like I don't know, she could have become the next like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, she also did a really weird film where she was naked all the time. It was gross.
I watched a horror film with her where it's like her and Elizabeth Banks plays like a mum. It's called like Stepmom or something. Or no, not
Huh.
Stepmom. It's called something. It was quite a good little
Stepmother.
horror flick thing back in the day. But
She was also in American Gods playing the wife.
is that recent? When
Yeah,
oh, because I just
well, it was about 3 or 4 years back, but like it was kind of like a year and then 3 years of American Gods and then about a year it finished.
oh, okay.
Like, yeah, it
I wasn't sure if she just completely dropped off the map after Sucker Punch and that.
she's cropped up in a few places, but she's not really had the success that I feel she deserves for her acting skill.
Yeah, I thought that she was. I thought she was going to be a big thing, and it just didn't
Mm,
happen. But
mm.
yeah, the
Too
music
many.
was good, and
It
it
was,
looked
yeah.
kind of cool. It was a good film. Oh,
Soundtrack,
and Oscar Isaac, I didn't realize was in it.
yeah. Playing an absolute bastard.
So good. I didn't
So good.
realize. I always thought that he's quite recent in terms of acting. Like the first thing I ever saw him in was Ex Machina. But like, that was his breakout role. But I didn't realize he was in Sucker Punch. Because yeah, it's good.
Great fucking Ex Machina. What a movie. Still the I don't know why, but like that's a great film, a lot of really amazing scenes, but for some reason the one that always really sticks in my mind is the super creepy disco dancing scene with Oscar Isaac and Sonoya Mizuno, like just getting drunk and dancing disco. And it's like just one of the most uncomfortable sequences in Hollywood cinema. So good. And fucking Donald Gleason, what a ledge.
Yeah, that whole film is just one of those films where I don't know. You're like on edge, and then you at the end of it, you're like you don't know how to feel. You're like well, you're kind of
Yeah.
glad, but also oh that was messed up, and oh man, she really played them, and oh good for her, but also damn scary.
Yeah, this is kind of I feel like there's a sequel where robots have taken over the world and we're all dead.
Yep,
Uh,
most
Prequel to
definitely.
Terminator. But have you seen Devs?
No, I think that's one that
You
you've mentioned
need
to me
to see Devs.
before. And then there's another
I,
show.
I literally mention it on the slightest prompt. Anytime anyone mentions Alex Garland, sci-fi, or anything, or what's his name, Nick Offerman, I'm just like
Oh,
Devs.
yeah, I love Nick Hoffman.
Trust me, if you love Nick Offerman, you need to watch Devs.
I'm gonna keep these
Easily one of his
open in
best.
my window. This can be my new watch list.
Good call. But yeah,
Um,
because it's written by the same guy that wrote Ex Machina, and has that's realized. I've had a realization, but I'll have to wait till you've watched the show before I reveal it to you because it deals
spoilerific.
with well, it's not really spoilerific, but it deals with some parts that yeah, it's a spoiler, but great fucking series. And yeah, again, it's Sonoya Mizuno who plays the first sort of robot lady you meet in Ex Machina, and she's just absolutely brilliant.
Mm. There's another show I keep seeing advertised with Daniel Radcliffe, which I think is the one. Is it doing like the Afterlife?
Yeah,
But they're on
I
like a
don't know.
third season. It looks like Mad Maxi.
Yeah, apparently it's the last season. It's got a weird name, but it does look quite good, and I've heard good things about it. But it's airing on some fucking weird streaming service, as with all those long ass list of shows that I kind of want to watch, but I haven't got around to yet because they're all on like MGM Plus or some bullshit that I'm not going to pay fucking $6.99 a month just to watch one show.
So it's
So
called
yeah,
Miracle Workers.
that's the one. I knew it was something workers.
But yeah,
Yeah, it
just
does. But
things that
yeah,
I
I think
keep seeing and never watch.
yeah, pretty much. It's airing somewhere stupid, so I haven't had a chance to watch it.
We just watched Harry Potter. I don't know why we watched the second one and the third one.
That's weird.
And yeah, I need to watch them all now. They're good.
You did.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah.
What else did we watch? We watched See How They Run, which is kind of like a Clue Whodunit movie
Oh, okay.
with Sam Rockwell.
I like him.
Yeah, I really like him. Doesn't give much of a. His character's kind of bland. It's kind of
Weird.
there.
So,
It's
I was
fine.
just about to say, I can't really remember a time I've watched something with him in and thought, yeah, he wasn't very good in that, Sam Rockwell. Like, he's always gives a pretty solid performance.
He just didn't shine. I feel like he wasn't
That's
given the opportunity to shine. But Sasha Ronan, is it Sasha?
sure, it's close
Sasha,
enough. I
yeah.
know who you mean. It's like
You know what I mean.
Saoirse or some shit.
Saoirse.
Yeah.
Um, she was good. The first half hour was quite good, quite funny. She was great. And then the rest of the movie just kind of was like a bit boring because it was just a whodunit movie, and you do just get bored because you're just like,
Yeah.
um,
But was the big they done it reveal at the end worth it?
honestly, I can't even remember who did it.
That'll be a no then.
So
Yeah.
I was
Oh well.
completely lost interest by the end, yeah. Like really, like completely. I'm kind of glad because I was gonna go see that at cinema when it was out, but I didn't, so I'm kind of not sad about that.
Yeah.
And it was weird because it's like I don't know who did make it, but it was very like Wes Anderson esque. Like they was trying to do like, especially
Yeah.
the first half hour, the way the shots were, and I don't know, it was like
Yeah.
inspired by Wes Anderson, but obviously not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what the only thing I'm
Wish
excited to
Anderson,
see. I'm going to see Barbie on Friday,
obviously.
so next stream I'll be raving about how amazing it was because it's going to be
Hopefully.
amazing. If it's shit, I'll be very sad. Go
That's
on.
something quite funny. So the two big films out right now, obviously Barbie versus Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Which film do you think would be more successful if the primary casts were reversed? So if it was Cillian Murphy and Florence Pugh in Barbie, and
Margot Robbie and
Maggie and the
Ryan
other one
Gosling.
in Oppenheimer. I'm completely blanking on both their names.
Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie.
Nope. I couldn't tell if you were just pausing there or if you'd frozen.
Oh, well, hopefully everybody else can hear me. But can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Margot Robbie
That's the one. I knew it was something with them.
Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
I mean, if Cillian Murphy was playing Barbie, because I totally
that is the exact reaction everyone else fucking had. Like, oh, that'd be a good spot. But one condition: I will only watch it if Florence Pugh is playing Ken and Cillian Murphy is Barbie. Now that would be a 10 out of 10. All like sweep the Oscars movie, and it's true. It just would be.
It would be great. Yeah, I honestly didn't really know much about Oppenheimer. I knew it was Cillian Murphy and he's great. I didn't know all these other people were in it. I knew Robert Downey Jr. was in it because I'd actually noticed him in the trailer in that bit 'cause it was quite prominent in the first trailer that was released. I didn't realize it was Florence Pugh. Matt Damon.
I think it's my boy Rami Malek is in there as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's good. He needs to kind of really.
Oh, and Emily Blunt. That's like the main cast. Yeah.
I like her. She's good. She always kind of always delivers. Did
Yeah,
you
she's good.
see Live Die Repeat / Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes.
Underrated flick. I skipped it for years because I don't really like Tom Cruise. But eventually my friend was like, just fucking sit down and watch it. And I fucking sat down and I watched it. And it's a banging little flick. Like,
I
that's a
saw it.
solid film.
I saw it at cinema. And I wasn't overly impressed. And then I insulted the person that did the sound for it. Not
Okay, that's a
realizing
story. That's a
talking.
story
I was
you need to
talking about
tell.
the sound from that film, not realizing I was talking to the person that did the sound for that film. And I was like, yeah, it didn't seem very impressive to me. I was like, on the beach scene, everything seemed very I couldn't tell how far or near things were, and like it felt very like mushy. He's like, oh, I did that. I'm like, oh,
Should have done a
sorry,
better job then, shouldn't you?
but yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't know, it just didn't. It was fine. I think it was a fine action movie. But
Yeah.
Oblivion is my favorite. Like
Is that the one with Matt Damon?
no, it's the one with Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman, and it's like big. Everything's like white, very clean, spaceshipy, and it's like him.
Go on.
Yeah, I won't spoil it if anyone's not watched it, but it's a really good
No,
movie.
yeah.
It's my favorite. It's
Yeah, I feel like I have watched that film, but I have a distinct suspicion that I watched it when I was in France for my cousin's wedding. And we were staying in this weird little hotel. And it was one of the first times I was allowed to like stay in a hotel room on my own. And it had like, it wasn't quite pay per view, but they had like a TV with a bunch of films you could watch. And we were there for like a week, and I just kind of worked my way down the list. And I feel like that was one of the ones I watched there. But there was also a mini bar, so I don't really. I know I watched a bunch of films while I was there, but I can't really remember anything about them. I also watched, I think it was called Rise of the Guardians, the one that was like
yeah, the
Avengers.
animated.
Which I didn't realize that's James Gunn. I didn't realize.
Huh.
Yeah, that was like his first sort of commercial film. Because before that, he did like all that, all the weird James Gunn shit.
It's quite good, Rise of the Guardians.
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
I was pissed as fuck in a French hotel.
Oblivion's like my favorite kind of little, solid 7 out of 10 sci-fi movie. It didn't try to be anything more than it was. For what it is, it's perfect. It's just a perfect sit down, don't think too hard, enjoy yourself. Bit of action, good acting. It's a good film. Like, I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, but I love that movie.
Yeah,
And he's really good in it.
fair enough.
Yeah. How do we get to this? What was I
Fuck
talking
knows.
about? We
Um,
had films that I'd seen recently.
Yes, Barbie versus Oppenheimer.
Yes, so I'm only going to see Barbie. I probably won't see Oppenheimer in cinema just because it's long and it's
Yeah,
dark and it's like
yeah,
depressing. Do I want to see
yep.
it? I don't know. And it will come out and I probably won't even watch it for ages when it's out,
Probably not.
like
Yeah.
on stream. Just as a
I know my
cool.
friend is really pushing to go and see it, but just because he is in love with Florence Pugh, and apparently her and Cillian Murphy spend a lot of time on screen, full blown naked.
There's like a 20
Like,
minute, yeah, like a 20-minute nude scene or something, isn't there?
see everything. So he wants to
Ridiculous.
see that. I don't really give a shit. But
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, it's not my thing. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll watch it, but probably not.
I will
Whereas
definitely be Barbie there.
Barbie, it's gonna be great. Um, yeah, I honestly don't know anything that's coming out to the cinema after that.
There probably won't be anything.
Nothing now.
I believe the next thing that's coming out that I will definitely be buying tickets for, I want to say in like early November, is Dunk Part 2. Dune.
Oh, June. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, that looks good.
Just the way the font's written, it looks like it says Dunk.
It looks
Sorry.
like it says Dunk. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, yeah, Dune Part 2, I will definitely be seeing. I skipped the trailer, but I heard it was very impressive.
Mm.
I will definitely be going to see that. Probably not opening night, but quite soon afterwards.
I didn't see the
Because,
first one in cinema because I was too scared to go outside still at that point. And then
yeah,
definitely do not want to be in the cinema. Even though there was heavily urging everybody to go. Uh, yeah, so maybe I'll go see this one at cinema because I did enjoy it. It was one of those movies where I was like, not much happened there, but it held my attention.
Yeah.
Like nothing's really happening, yet I can't stop watching.
Yep.
I like those.
That's kind of Denis Villeneuve. That's kind of just his style. He
Mm,
makes films where, like, there's not a huge amount going on, but you're always entertained. Like
yeah.
Arrival is one of my favorite. Like, he was talking about kind of solid 7 out of 10 sci-fi flicks. Arrival is definitely there in that little bracket for me. Seen it a few times now. Like, it's just a solid flick. Amy Adams is really just good in it. Hawkeye is surprisingly good. Forrest Whitaker is Forrest Whitaker, and the story is acceptable. And I like the sort of the alien language, the sort of black swooshes.
Swooshes.
What else is there to say?
Um, have you watched? And only because I wrote my notes on like the things that I've seen, and I forgot about this one, but there's a big advert up on my laptop. Have you watched Secret Invasion?
I knew it was going to be that. I have. I am, I believe, up to date, although I'm not entirely. I think the next episode drops tomorrow.
I'm not up to date. I watched the first
Okay.
two,
Okay. Well, then
because I
I will
forgot
hold
it
that.
existed.
Yeah.
But now we're back to streaming because we had a bit of a break. I will catch up.
Please do. I will then keeping my comments entirely tethered to the first two
For the
episodes.
first two
First
episodes.
one was boring. Watch the first one was like, fuck me, what is the point of this show? Watch the second one, massive change, huge upgrades, like zero gravity, scroll stretchy step up, much better. Yeah, like the scene with Sam Jackson and Rhodey talking in the restaurants, great fucking scene.
Mm.
Olivia Colman is always brilliant in everything she's in, so obviously she's brilliant in this. Kingsley Ben-Adir that plays the villain,
Yeah, his name
brilliant.
is there.
He's yeah, like we all know what we're going to call him, but I won't say anything now. But yeah, he's a great fucking actor, killing in the performance. And even Danny, who I don't really appreciate as an actor. Even she, like, she's not as annoying as I thought. I thought she was going to really piss me off because she always does. But actually, she's been good. Only good, but she's been good. So yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit worried because from what I understand, there's only like one, maybe two episodes left, and I'm not really sure there's enough space to tell a worthwhile story here. But I'm enjoying the episodes, and I mean, I've said it a few times. In much the same way as I feel about basically all of these Marvel shows, I enjoy it while I'm watching it, and then completely fucking forget it exists. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be exactly the same story with this. Like, I've not been, except with the first, which was dull as crap. I've not been bored watching any of the episodes, but ask me to tell you anything that happened in 6 months, and I will not be able to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, first two episodes. What can I remember of the two episodes combined? Some stuff happened. I yeah, I'm
Is
not
the second episode the one with the train scene?
second episode. No. Oh wait. Yes. Yes, the
Yeah.
train scene because I spent the whole time just thinking, "Oh, I could be watching Firefly." I was like,
Yeah.
this is just the train job because it was even like lowering to the top and then having to get the thing out, and I was just like, when is Jane gonna get shot? I was like,
It's
um,
always better if Jane gets shot.
yes, and then the whole town square fiasco at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what's her face?
Maria Hill.
No, Daenerys. What's her name?
Oh yeah, Danny.
Her real name? Uh,
Gaia.
Amelia Clark.
Clunk. Yeah.
Yes. Or of I'll call her Robin, but we all know what I'm talking about. And yeah,
Maria Hill.
yeah, I thought that Emilia Clarke's performance, at least in these first couple of episodes, was just a bit blah. I don't know, just
Yeah, that's
you
her
know,
level.
blah. Well, you know, when it's like for me, I'm kind of like could have been anyone. You could have just literally cast any actress that's just good in the role, and instead you cast someone who's got a name, but they're not that great. So what's the point? Anyway, yeah, Olivia Colman's nailing it. Creepy, cool. I love the whole. Oh, okay then. Just that kind of very super British,
Yeah,
little bit deranged, a little bit unhinged,
yeah, and then some.
but getting shit done.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I will watch. I will watch more. But yeah, because from what I read online, they said that season two, episode two really picked up, and then episode three, just kind of lost it again, and then picks up again. I don't know. So yeah, I'll watch, and then next time we can talk more in depth about what like up to date, Secret
Right.
Invasion.
Okay, cool.
Then I keep seeing the trailer for the Marvels.
Another one I'm skipping the trailer for because I know I'm going to see the film, but I've been honest with this since the start. The only reason I'm going to see the film is because I love Iman Vellani. I don't actually give a shit about the plot.
The reason I watched it again is because I saw like a post of Tom Hiddleston, like with his wife, and it said, and yeah, it was him, like his wife, Daniel Brawl, who plays the bad guy from like Captain
Zemo.
America. Yep, I like him. And it had like, oh, the Marvel gang, and I was like, she's not been in a Marvel thing, is she? Like his wife. I was like, she's not been in a Marvel thing. She's an English actress. And then I looked it up, and she's in this. She's playing like the villain in
Yeah,
Marvels. Yeah.
yeah,
And I looked, and I was like, oh, looks very much like Ronan the Destroyer, or whatever they're
yeah.
called. Yeah,
The accuser.
the Accuser. That's it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. So looking forward to seeing. Yeah.
People suspect, although I think it's way too early to bring her in, that she will be playing a character that was introduced during Kelly Thompson's fucking amazing Captain Marvel run, which wrapped up about a month ago. Essentially, she is Carol's half sister,
Oh,
but she's free and she's a member of the Accuser Corps, and she gets accused of a murder, and Carol has to prove her innocence. So it's a possibility that that may be the route they take. But honestly, I think it's a bit too early to do that because yeah, we don't really care enough about Carol yet to start caring about her having a sister.
I don't know if people are going to be caring about her more after this film. If this film's focusing more on like some of the other people, I don't know. I think if they go in the direction, it looks a lot more light-hearted, and hopefully people will
Possibly.
start actually liking.
Or they'll just accuse it of doing the whole, oh, it's too much Marvel humor, blah, blah, blah. We suck, we hate everything, even though we still watch it all because we're fucking addicts.
Marvel humor's fine as long as it's not like um Love and Thunder humor, which was not humor at all.
No.
Not funny.
Screaming goats are not
A
funny, dickhead.
screaming goat wasn't funny the first time. Not
It was
gonna
a
be
little funny
funny
the
that
first time.
okay, but after the 87th scream,
No.
um,
I
yeah, it's bad.
hate that fucking movie.
I'm hoping Marvels would be quite a fresh. It looks fresh. It looks like it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, here's just another Marvel film. It looks.
And I can't remember who the director is, but I seem to recall they've done other things that I enjoyed. So that's a plus.
Yes. I also remember looking and going, ah, but I can't remember what it was.
Nia DaCosta, I believe is her name.
I can't remember what they did before,
Yeah.
but it was things. It's
Yeah,
things.
it was something I enjoyed. Probably turned out to be the first Captain Marvel film, which is one of the most boring films I've ever sat through.
Hmm.
But I'm sure she's done other things that are good.
Other things that are good.
But I think my main problem with Secret Invasion is
Hmm.
that if you recall the Secret Invasion event in the comics, it was like this huge line wide event that had like massive repercussions on everything, as Marvel tend to do every 6 months and then forget. But like it was a big deal. And so having this kind of like really this show shares the name with the event, and that's basically it. Like feel that they could and possibly should have done a lot more with this series than they've actually done. Like they could have really like given what they're trying to put across. They could have really fucked with people by being like, "Oh, is this person a scroll? Are they not? What's going on?" But it's just like, yeah, no, this person, this person, this person, they're scrolls. These people aren't, and that's it. Scrolls are bad again. Boo. Fuck off.
You wanted intrigue. You wanted
Yeah,
to constantly be kept on your toes.
exactly.
Hmm.
Is that so much to ask?
Is it so much to ask?
Also, I wanted more. Well, I wanted a Fantastic Four tease because you can't really have scrolls and not mention the Fantastic Four
Or apparently you can.
so far.
So far.
As always, there's a couple of episodes left to go, so we could always slip one at the end there.
Fantastic Four would be good.
They,
Anything else?
I know it's probably going to turn out. They've revealed about 6 different people cast as Sue, and I swear they said someone else has now kind of not got the part, but there's another kind of
In the
favorite
running, kind of.
to get Reed. It was someone like Matt Smith, I think, or like someone of that level, like a kind of a slightly bizarre British actor, and you're like,
Mm.
okay, that's not the worst idea they've had so far. That could work.
I like Matt Smith.
And he's not. It wasn't literally
But
Matt Smith.
yeah,
It was someone like
someone
that.
like that.
Yeah. I know Nicholas Hoult apparently was a finalist for the role of Superman, which I just can't see.
I cannot see Nicholas Hoult doing anything. I don't know. He's just a bit goofy to me.
Yeah. He'd make quite a good Lex, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it went to Corin Sweet, who just looks like another version of the same. Like if you line up all the Superman actors, like they really just they haven't broken the mold. They all look the fucking same.
Well, Brandon Ruth was the best after
Sure.
Superman Returns. That's where it's at.
But and then they got Rachel Brosnahan for Lois, which is fucking perfect casting because she was amazing in Marvelous Miss Maisel. And I should have said she was marvelous, but yeah, whatever.
Marvelous.
She was great in Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I need to see more of her because she deserves to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a huge Superman DC. I'm not following this DC stuff at all. I may watch The Flash at some point.
Apparently, it's on charts to finish its box office run with a lower sort of profit margin than Green Lantern.
Wow. That's because at the
Yeah.
time Green Lantern came out, it was like still this exciting thing to go and see a superhero movie. So everybody was doing it. Even, I don't know. Because now everybody's like a bit of a comic book movie expert. And even people that would genuinely just go and see whatever's the blockbuster movie might be like, oh, you know, I've had enough of it now. I don't want to see a superhero film. Whereas, yeah, Green Lantern was at a time where everybody would just probably went to see it because it was there and it was the big superhero movie at the time.
Yeah.
I saw it at cinema. Yeah, that was long.
Thankfully,
So
I did not actually.
bad.
It took me years. I didn't see it like until it was on streaming.
So bad. I really like the guy who plays the bad guy.
Yeah, Mark Strong.
No, the other bad guy that actually becomes the big head guy.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's the other guy that looks a bit like Mark Strong.
Yeah, anyway, I like him. He's in Garden State. He's cool. He was
That
in a
was
film.
really well cast. He would have been an amazing. Like if they'd done the whole kind of Yellow Lantern Sinestro route, it would have been a lot of fun. Oh, what could it be?
He did a film or TV show I watched where he's playing a cop. He's playing a cop. No, he was in the Painkiller thing on Disney with Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, I never saw that.
He was like the
Homesick.
one of the investigating lawyery people.
How was it?
I really enjoyed it. It was really good. They're really sad, like because it's like, oh, this actually happened. All these people's lives are ruined, and still, like it's still a thing, and that's crazy.
Yes.
Um,
America is a terrifying, terrifying place.
it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But good performances all round. And then talking to Michael Keaton, Sean just the other day, he messaged me and he was like, "Oh, I'm watching The Founder." I was like, "Good. Have you watched it?"
That's not about McDonald's, right?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it.
Oh, it's such a good film.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it's so interesting. And
Okay.
Michael Keaton is fantastic. Nick Offerman is in it as
Sweet.
well. Yeah, so really good performances. The young guy that just was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the British guy.
I haven't seen it, so
I
I
don't know
don't know.
anybody's names. My brain's not good today.
On a kind of slightly related note, when I was airporting back, I was like, I need some food. So I was like, what's there? Oh, Burger King. It's like, all right, what can I get from Burger King that doesn't look horrific? Nothing. So I thought, I might as well try the plant-based Whopper. Actually, not bad.
Okay.
Like, yeah, the taste and texture were both perfectly acceptable. I mean,
Hmm.
Burger King, it all tastes a bit dodgy. But yeah, like it didn't taste any more or less bizarre than anything else you'll get from Burger King. So yeah, if you're that way inclined, I would honestly recommend it.
I've got a friend who does really love Burger King. I don't
They're
eat
better than Mac and
burgers, so
D's.
I'm a chicken person. As long as there's some chicken, then I'm there. But yeah, we've got quite a lot like talking anime now. I don't know if we've
Oh yes,
covered
a
everything, but
lot to catch up on.
um, yeah, I'm trying to think where we left off. We did like finished Ranking of Kings,
Yes,
Treasure Chest of Courage.
yes, it was wholesome as fuck. Oh,
So
dude, I seem to recall the last we didn't actually finish it off because you didn't realize there was one
the
more
one more
episode to go.
episode.
Did you watch the last episode?
Yeah, so the one more episode was basically leading us into this new
Yes,
village
because
or town.
yeah, two. I had two main points from watching that. One, now that he's human again, I really want to get a rematch between Boji and the Sword King. Was he called Keno? Sword King, because like now that he's not able to just regenerate from everything, I want to see Boji fuck him up.
Yeah.
And two, I said it before and I'll say it again. Hat Dude is sus as fuck, and I'm calling it now. The ranking board or whatever the fuck they're called will be the last villains of this show. They are doing some dodgy shit, and I want
There's
nothing to do with it.
shady shit happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to whenever that comes back. More Boji Adventures, Mikage. It's all very good. I love it. It's wholesome. There
It
was
is
really good artwork in that season.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, like just for a filler backstory, side story season of anime, it was better than a lot of other stuff. Just main things showing. And then I think after our last stream, there was one or two more episodes of Magus Bride. It was either one or two, and then they've been on break.
Yeah.
Um, they got led into like this.
Yeah.
They got led into the cabin thingy to do some project.
Yeah.
You know, they got to go in and do this thing.
They had to gather flowers that only murderers could see or something.
Yeah,
It's
and
very
then
bizarre.
ore or gems or whatever.
Yeah.
But
It was
yeah,
weird.
I found it very confusing who they were talking to and about.
Mm.
I was like, they were
Yeah.
talking about Chisei, but then I thought it was the other person. And then he was
Yeah.
like, the one saying, oh, you know, there's a special thing. And it's like, oh, well, definitely, it's if you killed someone or whatever. And then she ends up facing off against the guy who's not really the teacher. Oh, no.
Shocker.
Shocker. But then they don't actually properly fight. He just kind of goes, oh, okay, so yeah. Like, oh, you've got some dark in you. What's happening there?
Tra-la-la-la-la.
And then, yeah, strange.
Yeah, I can't lie. did not like the second season as much as the first.
I mean, this is just like the first so we're just on a little break and then we got more.
Yeah, this is kind of the first core or whatever, but it was a weak as fuck core for me.
It was very yeah, compared to the first season.
It's generic.
The first season has all your story building, and then all the filler episodes are really nice, like self-contained stories where she's meeting someone, gaining something. This season's been too many characters thrown at me to remember who they are, who
Yep.
everybody is. And then yeah, so much stuff that again, just trying to remember everything that's happening, what's of importance, and there's still no true drive or who's the bad guy,
Yeah.
what's the threat of this season. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed just a bit aimless, and on a rewatch, I feel like it's not going to be enjoyable because
No.
what actually happened that was enjoyable or fun or rewatchable. You're
I
like
like the
nothing,
camping trip
nothing.
episode.
The camping
That was
trip.
good. Yeah. That was probably my favorite episode. But that's a low fucking bar to cross.
So yeah, compared to season 1, this has not been amazing.
No. They're gonna have to really up their game for the second call.
The
Masharu.
other thing was Mashal, yeah.
Yes. That has officially ended for there's
The
not coming
season
back
1,
now
yeah.
till 2024. But yeah, I mean, it's just pure fuckery. What's not to kind of it's very much one of those where if you kind of get it, if you could enjoy the fuckery, you'll love it. If not, it will drive you up the wall. I obviously enjoy it because I watched all of it and I've read all the manga. What did you feel of the first season? Now it's wrapped.
Yeah, like as a whole, it was enjoyable. I feel like you could easily put it on and rewatch it just in the background as like a quick rewatch anime. Um, this was better paced and better like there's a lot more characters, but I feel like you like drip fed them, and they're all gonna come. My thing is just like, oh, he's gaining all these friends, and
Yeah.
they're all gonna help him in the end. Everybody's behind him. He's just Gokuing his way through the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and I do like the majority of the I like the characters, and it's nice and colourful and bold, and it just is what it is, and it is fun. So yeah,
Exactly my thing.
Mashal's got a big thumbs up for me. I don't think it's like it's never gonna be like, oh, Mashal's my favourite anime, or I'm never gonna have a Mashal figure, I don't think. Or any figurines or anything. But it's worth watching. It's not like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
fun
it's
enough
just
to just
good
watch.
fun. Like every show doesn't need to change the way you view the world. Some shows can just be fun, and National is a very, very fun show.
This has some really good moral values in it though.
Yes.
But sometimes just smash.
Punch villains, eat cream puffs. Done.
Life sorted.
True creamu.
Yeah.
I think
that was
I've
Mashal.
started watching Spy Family.
Oh right, yeah.
Love Spy Family. Anya's voice is a little bit annoying. She very much sounds like a child, which is obvious because she is a child.
She's
but
a
it annoys me.
child. I don't remember it grating on me. I don't feel like when I watched it it annoyed me. So
But I generally hate children, so the fact that she sounds kind of realistic and accurate annoys me because I hate children. But yeah, like it's not putting me off the show, but yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I think the last one we watched, or the last one, me and my FBI agent that's spying on me because of all the weird guy search watched was they've just she's just like literally just joins the school and she met Desmond and knocked him the fuck out, which is just fantastic. And seeing the kind of the Anya glare, like smirk for the first time, the debut of the smirk, classic. Her reactions, perfect.
See, I haven't read the manga, but like I really like Desmond, and it's like he's like the Malfoy of Harry Potter in my head where I wish that Malfoy had been given a helping hand and like asked to almost join the trio and come to the other side because he never got that chance. He did kind of do some stuff in the background, but nobody ever really was aware of it or kind of got to.
Shit
Um,
doesn't count.
and like Desmond's just kind of like a school bully. Well, he's not really a school bully, but he's like above thinks he's above everybody else, and But yeah, he likes Anya, and I feel like he wants to be her friend, but
Yeah.
he's got to uphold this. I don't know,
It's
higher
very much the
societal
kind
role.
of head cheerleader slash captain of the football team wants to be friends with the weird nerd kid, but
Yeah.
doesn't want to lose their social status.
Mhm.
Which it's always a fun arc.
But
Again, uh,
just as a fun
Cordelia
show.
from Buffy nailed it. And yeah, like I'm the episode where Anya's like, "Oh, I got in like for a prize. Can I be a spy for a day?" And like he has to rescue her. What an episode! So funny, and like the last fight where Yor just spends the whole time absolutely munted, and then tries to kick the crap out of Lloyd. Superb.
Yeah, they are just funny characters. It's really good. Like I didn't think it could hold like a whole season of them still not knowing like what each other do or can do. It's crazy, but I'm totally
Like,
for it. It's good.
yeah, I forgot you hadn't read the manga. I'm
Yeah.
up to date, and the current arc has slipped a bit in the rankings. It's not doing amazingly well because it's there was a kind of a mini arc that was very Anya focused, and then there's been a sort of fairly hefty arc where she's literally not been in it. It's been very Lloyd focused,
Hmm.
and it's like I know that the core of the series, like Twilight, is ostensibly the main character. Like Lloyd is the lead, and then Anya and Yor are his kind of beard to hide the fact he's secretly a spy. But in much the same way that they had to quickly find a way to bring Grogu back because you can't have Mandalorian without Grogu, I know a vast majority of people watch the show and read the manga for Anya. So it's kind of a bold move to just have her not be in it for like going on about 10, 15 chapters now. It's just been like hardcore spy drama.
Hmm.
It's not really what people watch it for or read it for. So I have a feeling that when this series gets animated, this kind of arc gets animated, they'll either just try and smush it all into like 2 episodes
Well, they'll just
or just get like just
we don't need
take
that.
the hit and field the complaints for a whole core that's just no Anya.
Hmm. What was I about? Oh yeah, you started watching Spy Family. That's why. I was like, where did we get Spy Family? This isn't current anime. I'm confused. My
Speaking of
brain.
current anime, I've been watching the second season of Eden Zero.
Okay.
I've been struggling through the second season of Eden Zero. I don't know if it's just because like I've been watching shit like Ranking of Kings and To Your Eternity, like real quality fucking shows. Magus Bride, like great shit. It's it very much feels like a 90s anime series. Like the first 5 fucking minutes of the episode. Here's what happened last time. Here's the intro sequence.
Hate
Then you
that.
get 10 minutes of the actual episode. And then next time on Eden Zero, this shit's going to happen. It's like, I know you're just trying to cut costs, but stop it. Just give us less episodes, but make them better.
Mm.
Because it's a decent series, but the anime is not doing it justice. And like, I've been reading since day one, and even I am struggling to get through this fucking anime.
Hmm.
I don't know if I don't know how any kind of anime onlys can actually sit through it weekly.
Don't hold back. Oh. And has Bleach come back already?
Oh,
Okay.
has it ever?
I'll let you talk about Bleach for a while, and then we'll do JJK.
That works. Oh yeah, shit. Did I watch it? Yeah, I did. No, it's only been 2 episodes of Bleach so far, sadly. But oh, 2 fucking cracking episodes. I swear, like we spoke about it last time. Like the animation has just been phenomenal. But the goddamn music so far, it's only been 2 episodes, but the
Mm.
music has been ridiculous. Like, Attack on Titan has this like real stirring kind of German war march intro music. Well, the villains in this core, they're called the Vandenreich. It's heavily German influenced.
Yeah.
So they've got loads of like I'm expecting them to play like Ride of the fucking Valkyries at some point. It's real like heavy kind of Wagner-esque classical music playing for all these like massive scary scenes of the Quincy just rolling in and fucking roasting everyone. So good. Like, and there's anime only fight that I'm guessing is going to be maybe in either the next episode or the one after, because like the next big wave of fights is kicking off. And I figure they're either going to save it till right at the end to make sure that everyone stays watching, or they'll drop it at the start, drag everyone in, and then slowly feed into the ones we've seen before. But yeah, I'm very much excited for that because it's a character who we never really saw like properly fight in the manga, and he's getting a chance to cut loose.
Mm.
So that should be fun. And there's been a couple of kind of little bonus scenes of characters that got a little bit shafted in the manga. So it does really feel like they're trying to redress a lot of the issues that people had with the ending of the manga, which really gives me hope that they're going to literally fix the ending. Because I love Bleach. I've said it before many times, but I reread it like like when I watched all of the anime, caught up with the anime, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna reread the manga again. And I'd forgotten just how bad the fucking ending was. Like, it is just fucking ridiculous. So I really hope they fix it because I can't go through that again. It looks so pretty and it sounds so good. Please make the writing as interesting.
This is like Attack on Titan. Like before I read the end of Attack on Titan, I heard like and like read online, nobody was happy with the ending. Blah blah blah. Blah. And I'm just like, okay. But then I read it and I was like, oh, I mean, I don't think it was awful, but I wonder if they're gonna change it at all. I don't know how they would change it and how it could be any better. But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna change it for the ending. Whenever the ending actually ends, because we're on the end part 17 and it's still going. We'll see.
So re-ending.
It's gonna actually end on the next one, I think. We'll see. Yeah, so the only other anime right now, new, is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. Speaking of shows that look fucking amazing.
Well, I don't know, I have some things.
Oh.
So first of all, just animation wise, it's very like the first scene, we're in the hallway of the school or building, whatever it is. Like the CG moving is very like 3D animated, doing all this movement and everything. Yet other things, just the simple animation things, are kind of being looked over. Okay, so in the first episode, we got all this stuff with like that first scene. It's all moving. It felt very Chainsaw Man, first of all, the episode in the hotel. It's almost like the same thing. They just keep going. And then in the next scene where we actually see Gojo at school and they're playing basketball, they just use every opportunity to not animate mouths. I'm gonna have a whole conversation holding a basketball in front of my mouth, or someone standing so far away that their mouth's not moving. So I was kind of just like a little bit pissed off. Like I would have rather had just a hand drawn hallway, and then some actual mouths moving, so I can actually tell who's talking. Because it does frustrate me sometimes. It's just like, oh god, who's talking? Because like if their voices aren't super dissimilar, like I don't know, I want to be able to look and see who's talking, especially when they're in frame, but you just put something over their mouth. So yeah, they're my gripes for the first episode.
Very fair.
Yeah, that was my only negatives for the first episode. And also like we've been waiting all this time to see like young Gojo and Geto like animated in all their beautifulness, and then you cover their faces up. Why would you do that?
Don't hide the money maker.
Don't hide the moneymaker. Putting a basketball in front of um Sugru's face. It's what we're here to see.
Joking there about Gojo surviving with balls on his face, but I won't make it.
Anyway, so episode 1, yeah. I'm gonna get confused with who people are again. I don't know
Yeah.
everybody's names yet, but the ladies.
The
But,
ladies, yes.
yeah.
A big fan of the ladies.
Having that mission, that happens. Gojo just shows up. He's like, "Oh yeah, everything's fine. We're here. I'm the best."
He is, to be fair. I want to say Mei Mei was the blonde one,
Yeah, let's go with that.
like the platinum blonde.
And then we get almost the entire episode after that point of little chibi faces.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like little chibi derp faces and stuff in this, and it's great. All this lightheartedness, so much fun getting to see them young, having fun. We'll see how long that lasts.
It did make me laugh, but it's one of those kind of like, I
Yeah,
know what's coming, fuck. But I think they need just to balance. They had to kind of put in a bit of levity just to balance out that fucking opening scene where Gito was talking and like eating the.
yes,
That was grim as fuck, man. Like tonal whiplash. Good shit.
yeah. I'm glad they're showing really how dark it is.
Mm. I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying, like right at the fucking start. Like you can really see how he ended up the way he did. Like, dude has some valid complaints. That's fair, man.
Yeah, so I think
Kind of on his
judging
side.
judging from the internet, people are so confused. They clearly just don't pay attention, or they haven't watched the Zero movie. But it's not
That's the one.
right. Zero is not some like side story thing that's not canon that you don't need to know. You need to watch Zero.
I think the powers that be haven't done quite enough to really hammer home the fact that Zero is an important fucking film to the canon. Like, there's a reason the manga starts with those
Yeah,
chapters.
like people are really confused with the timelines because obviously season 2 is starting in the past. That's fine. It's gonna jump back to Yuji, Yuji's time in the present. But in between that is Zero.
Mm.
And for what's gonna happen past the point that you know from season 1, you need to know some of the stuff that's happened in the Zero movie, or at least some of the people and things that have gone down. So it's like, just watch it. Watch Zero, then watch season 1, then come watch season 2.
Yeah.
Like just get it done.
Get to meet the OG sad boy who's going to show up and fucking obliterate everyone.
But yeah, and then we're seeing Daddy Megumi.
Absolute boss.
Yeah.
I recognize his voice actor. Am I just imagining that, or has he done something?
Who is it?
Not a clue. I just sort of recognize it. He sounded vaguely familiar. And I seem to recall. I think someone said he was like Dio or something from JoJo, but I haven't seen that, so I wouldn't know. But he
Yeah.
definitely sounded familiar.
The internet's hard to navigate.
It is. Yeah, people aren't ready for how much of a freaking boss Papa Megumi is. Like, he's gonna upset some people with the shenanigans he gets up to.
Really is.
It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait to see it.
No, I'm failing at finding this, but
Yeah,
it's definitely someone that's like people are like, oh, amazing.
I'll have a poke about on the internet and I'll see what I can come up with for the next stream. So yeah, a friend of mine who is anime only. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said it's voiced by like JoJo. He's like, oh, if this character is voiced by this guy that did the character I really like, I can't wait to see what he's up to. And I was like, mate, you have no fucking idea. Get ready. This dude is about to just start some shit.
Yeah, because I
He's
think
not ready.
they've obviously already mentioned the
Star Child.
Star Child, Star. Is there something else?
Yeah, there's a word between star and child.
Anyway,
Star Hex Child.
it's something I can't remember.
Go
Even
keep
whilst I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, it's called this," and then I was like, "Oh no, I'm wrong. It's this." um.
She's the MacGuffin child.
So yeah, Gojo and Geto have been tasked with protecting her until time to Tengen merge, which is just messed up.
Yeah.
She's just some teenage girl, and they're like, "Oh," and she's like, "Oh, I'm totally happy. This is my purpose. I'm going to merge with Tengen and be one with him, but I'll still be me."
Will you though?
It's weird. It's weird. So,
Yeah.
and it's funny. I feel like, and this is the importance, okay, is that Geto is the one. Oh, my brother just said he does do Dio. He also does Bond from Your Eternity. That's weird. Because
That is fucking range. Good
that's some
work,
range,
dude.
yeah.
Fucking
I
hell.
love Bond. Anyway,
Yeah. I think that's who I was probably thinking of, but
Gojo's the one who's just like, oh, why are we not just taking her to the school now and just getting this shit done? And Geto's the one who's like, no, this is like her last day or whatever as a kid. She needs to just enjoy life. We need
hang
we
out with her
need to be
friends.
here to protect her while she just enjoys life because she's not gonna have it anymore. Um,
It's
and
kind
then
of funny seeing the way they interact in this. Like if someone had just watched those first couple of episodes, be like, yeah, all right. See Gojo and Gito, one of those two a villain and the other one isn't. Guess which one?
yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone would get it wrong.
because Gojo totally just like I don't know, he just doesn't seem to have a care for anything.
Yeah, no fucks given.
Like he's just totally, yeah. And Geto actually seems like an empathetic, like caring character. So yeah, well, it'd be interesting to really see. Oh, my brother also said, and Pesh from Bleach, Pesce,
Oh,
Pesce,
Pesce. Pesce
Pesce.
and Undertracker. Yeah. Uh, French for fish.
Nice.
I think it's also Spanish because he's one of the like each villain group in Bleach is like a different language, and
Oh,
the Aaron Carr were all I want to say Spanish. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pesce was Spanish for fish as well.
hmm.
I don't know what Donda Tracker means. I'm guessing big fat useless twat.
uh, yeah. So we haven't really delved into anything fully yet in JJK. So these next two episodes are going to be because 5 episodes of
Yeah.
this kind of like the younglings. Before we go into the next arc, uh, which is in itself just strange, like for an anime. You know, we've got. I think you're frozen, so I'm just gonna keep talking. But
Clowning that old man.
oh,
Was it? I think it was it. Yeah. No, it was right in the start when it was just those two random dickheads in the uniforms. He's like, "Oh, you may defeat me, but you'll never defeat my mate. He's our strongest fighter." And Gita's like, "Is that your boy?" And Gojo's there like, fucked him up." Too funny, man. He's such a troll. I love it.
I didn't like. Again, this is animation. I don't understand why in the manga Gojo's literally just like holding her by her clothes like this. Yeah, in the anime he's just like floating his hand above her, and
Yeah.
she's just there. I feel like he's looking like he can just basically just control everything without touching it, which I don't know if he actually can, and that is his limitless or whatever it is. But I don't recall it like that in the manga, so it's a bit weird. I don't know, a little bit weird,
A
but
little
we'll
bit, yeah.
see. Yeah, because in the next few episodes, we'll actually get some fighty fights, and
Shit gets real.
hopefully the animation's going to be awesome, and yeah, shit's going to get real. I'm excited. And then we're gonna go straight into some more shit.
Shit gets real in the next couple episodes.
Shit gets
and a couple
real.
episodes for that, shit gets real.
And we'll talk about that real shit when we discuss the
Yeah,
manga
we
in a little
will.
bit.
Oh, you got some good shit coming. You anime only. It's gonna be a good season for you.
But yeah, we all done for anime?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? You know, I watched again. Is I watched Luca.
Still haven't seen that. I know.
It's the best. It's just my absolute favorite. After watching Sucker Punch and see how they run and not being overly impressed with these two films that I'd not seen before, I was like, I'm gonna just watch something that I've seen before and know that I love.
Yeah.
We've watched Hazbin Castle again. We've watched I watched Luca and then I watched Turning Red. Turning Red is so good.
So good.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
I enjoyed that way more than I thought I would. Oh, fucking hell. Speaking of, though. So, yeah, I want to watch a film, but I'd got back on the Thursday and it was the Friday. I was still kind of knackered because I hadn't quite got over sort of all the travel exhaustion. I was like, yeah, do you know what? I just want to watch something kind of dumb and funny on scrolling through Prime. Oh, look at that. I put Clerks 3 up.
Oh, I
loved
saw
1
your
and 2.
post.
They were stupid and funny. How about I watch that? Oh, yay. 2 hours of sobbing into my weed. What the fuck, man? That film is a lot sadder than I was expecting. For a number of reasons, some of which were intended, many of which weren't. But yeah, it's just very much about sad old people coming to terms with the fact they've wasted their life. And I'm just sitting there, like, single and alone and unemployed in my flat. Like, yeah, fuck you. I feel very targeted right now. Go away. But yeah, it's a good film. Like, it's very well written, more or less. Some couple of strong performances, but very sad for many reasons.
I've not actually
Really not
seen Clerks. I'm a Kevin Smith fan. Chasing Amy, obviously just like Jane Silent Bob.
Have you seen Dogma?
Dogma, of course. Anna
Yes,
Rickman,
that's right.
Kendall,
Great
and
fun.
then
Grim.
yeah, like I just love that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are in like crazy ass films like Dogma and that. Yeah, Perks and Jersey Girl are the ones I've just never. Is it Jersey Girl? Yeah, I've just not watched
Yeah,
them.
I saw that, but I don't remember anything that happens in it. It's
Okay.
not good.
So yeah,
Clerks is well worth watching if you get a chance. It's absolutely. It was his first one. He made it for like 50 grand. It's all in black and white, and it's just him and a bunch of his mates trying to make a movie. And it's surprisingly good.
yeah,
And
no.
if you've ever worked like sort of retail or service industry, you'll be like, oh man, I fucking get this. So
Maybe I'll watch
Clerks
it
2, not
now.
so much. Clerks 3, yeah, bit grim. Can't be asked.
Watch it if you want to cry.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I sidetracked us again.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm still waiting for a release date on the new Ghibli film because it's out in Japan already,
it is.
but there's
And
no like release date for UK or America.
the first reactions apparently are pretty good.
Okay. See, I'm like from all the Ghibli fans that I meet, they seem to be mostly into like the big ones, like Spirited Away will be their favorite or whatever. I just really love the normal people ones.
You may be a little disappointed then.
Is it? I mean, I love all of them.
It, from what I can gather, it is
Is it weird?
more. I don't think it's weird, but I think it's kind of more magically
More magical.
inclined. It's
See,
not it's not just like a straight up kind of Wind Rises type historical biopic. I think it's more of a kind of soft magical type shenanigan.
My absolute favorites. I mean, my favorite all time is Princess Mononoke. Nausicaa.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nausicaa's probably my like gun to my head favorites. Miyazaki would be probably Nausicaa.
Yeah, like as I've got older, like Princess Mononoke was the first one I ever saw, which was my absolute favorite. But as I've got older, and every time I rewatch it, Nausicaa's just like, it's just the best. She's just like my absolute favorite hero of all time. She's just the best. And then yeah, I really like From Up on Poppy Hill.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so good. That's just very like real life stuff. Good.
Okay. Bit of a sidetrack, but you talking about your favorite hero kind of reminded me. I saw a post today. Pick 4 characters from any media, like anywhere they exist, but 4 characters that individually would lose to MCU Thanos, but together would beat him.
Individually would lose, but together would beat him. This is gonna take time, Tig.
I'll tell you what, I probably should have messaged that one earlier. Ponder that while we discuss
some manga,
and then just pick 4 characters from there, because
I've been reading One Punch Man.
Wait.
I'm up to chapter, because these are long chapters. These are like monthly chapters, are they?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's taking some time. I'm on chapter 100.
Okay.
So, you know,
I have no idea what that means.
What just happened? So, let me just the Hero Association have started to infiltrate the monster base underground. We've had the really fast guys, Flashy Flash's fight. We had that was really good. We've had the kid, the genius, whatever his name is, Lord Genius King. No,
Urahara.
I don't know. He's the little boy. He yeah, he was fighting and he was failing. He had the big like mech suit. There was all these zombies. I think that's where I finished. I can't remember what actually happened. I just want to get back to the Garrow fight because he's Child Emperor. That's his name. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you. I heard something King. No, that's King. It's something.
Yeah,
like that.
No, I knew it was like, you know, Lord whatever, but no, because the bad guy's called like Lord Orochi, isn't it? That's why I think that's in my head. Oh, it's so cool, by the way. I love like really the bad guy. The leader is the like telekinetic dude or telepathic dude. Whose name I've forgotten now.
TK guy.
His name's like the same thing twice.
Yeah.
The weird guy with all the eyes. I'm really I love Garrow, so I'm just like waiting to get back to his fight because I love that he's protecting the kid that none of the heroes know is there. Okay, so they just go in, and Child Emperor literally just gassed the chamber, like where the kid was, sent in the one like mask for him, and then that kid's a dickhead because he's a rich, spoiled little brat. And even though the other kid like tried to save him and like would, you know, put his neck on the line to save him, Child Emperor's like, oh, is there anybody else down here? And he's like, nope, just get me out of here, dick. What a
Donovan
dick.
Desmond will be ashamed of you.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting for it to go back to Garrow, who's still trying to protect the other kid.
Yeah.
Because he's just such a hero. He's the best hero. He just doesn't know it.
Yep. He's just such an edgy, grimdark wannabe. He's like, no, I'm a villain while I do all this heroic shit, but I'm a villain because I'm edgy and grimdark.
I will not conform to your conformist. Yeah, so really enjoying it. It's really good. And it just doesn't stop. Like fight after thing after happening. I love all the comedic stuff with just all of the S-class heroes just gathering at Saitama's and having like broth or whatever. They just shared a meal. They're just fighting over the meat. It's just, yeah, like just great. Although Saitama's down there now and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
But I'm very much enjoying it that I've actually got round to start reading it.
Excellent. I can't wait for you to read the whole conclusion of that arc because it's completely insane.
I hope so. That's what I want. Bonkers. Yeah.
The
Um,
recent arc has been a bit, like they're clearly building to something, but like after the ridiculousness of the previous, like of that arc, like it felt like they put a little bit too much downtime in. There was like slightly too many chapters that didn't really need to be there, and now we're slowly starting to build towards something again. But it's like, if you're going to release chapters as seldomly as you do, they have to kind of hit.
um, da, 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 da. So the big ones, obviously, JJK and JJK, MHA.
Yeah.
Are you reading
Okay.
anything else? You said you was reading Spy Family, and
Yep. I'm
it's
with my family. It's been going.
ugh,
It's been all right. I'm reading
Oniulus.
shitloads.
You're reading
I'm reading.
shitloads.
Yeah. Seriously, I realized the other day it was the kind of the weekly release on the Shonen Jump app, and I was reading I think I was reading 8 or 9 of like the 11 series that were released that week.
Okay.
I was reading one called Nue's Exorcist, which I actually DNF'd this week. I got about halfway through the chapter and was like, there is nothing original in this series. It's just a combination of other better series that have done things like 10 years ago. I
Oh,
don't need it. DNF. Then I'm reading a surprisingly good series called Do Retry, which is a terrible fucking name, but it's like a boxing series set like kind of just towards the end of the Second World War, or I think it's just after the Second World War in Japan.
hmm.
Everything's a bit shitty. Kid needs to raise some money to get medicine for his little sister, so he starts punching people. Really good because he's good at punching people, and more importantly, he's good at getting punched by people and then pushing forwards. And I always like that. It's a good trait to have, being able to take a hit and keep on walking. So that's good. And then, and then reading the new series by the guys that did Food Wars. That is fucking. It's called Tenmaku Cinema. It's about a film cinema obsessive who's got a ghost that wants to help him make a movie, and it's fucking amazing. We
Okay.
all need to start reading it because it's. I have a distinct impression that by the time it ends, it's going to have me in tears. There's that kind of simmering undercurrent of this is going to emotionally ruin people, and I'm here for it.
Love emotionally ruining people. My favorite pastime.
Yeah, it is good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Other than that, Black Clover, which is just somehow still going, and
Somehow.
Sakamoto Days, which is fucking amazing, and needs an anime. Undead Unluck, which is getting an anime, and I can't wait because it's going to be phenomenal. And then Mashal, which wrapped up last week, or possibly the week before.
What was your view of that? Was you happy with its ending? Without spoiling anything?
Without spoiling, it ended just about the way you would expect it to end. It wasn't a great ending, but it wasn't terrible. It was like, yeah, that's fair enough. That's about what I expected. Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother said it was a bit, yeah, just kind of, yeah, it was
Yeah.
there. It's Mashal.
It was an ending. Like, it's not going to go in the all-time great endings, but it's not going to go in the all-time worst endings either. It was just it allowed it was allowed to reach its obvious end, which frankly these days is more than most series get. So I suppose we should be thankful for that.
Thankful. But the most exciting things
By quite a
are
ways.
JJK and MHA. And, well, we'll talk about My Hero Academia first because not much has happened. We're still on the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the the Uravity and Toga fight, right? We haven't shown
Yes.
anything. I don't think we've seen anything else other than this, and like the
No.
people that it's kind of inflicting in the
Yeah.
wider area because there's so many twices, not twices, Toga twices everywhere.
It's a
I
lot
mean,
more than twice.
there's been development, obviously. So
Yeah.
okay, so I can't remember if when we left or it was just me speaking to you, the bad shit's happening. Uravity is being stabbed right in the stomach as well. That's bad. That's not a good place. You don't want to get stabbed in the stomach. No one gets stabbed anywhere, but
True.
ow. Anyway. Um and we've already had like the thing about when you're in near death situations and things like this, your quirks can evolve and blah blah blah. So this is kind of happening to her now. Everything is like floating, right? The things that she's not even touching, kind of like how Shigaraki's quirk evolved, and
Yeah.
yeah, like everything around him. It didn't have
Is
to be
now
the
being
thing he's
destroyed.
directly
Yeah.
touching. It's like whatever's touching that is he's just gonna keep. He just destroy the entire world basically.
Yeah.
So now all these twices are up in the air. All the heroes, everyone's like floating around.
It's
But
impressive.
she's been stabbed, but she's carrying on. She's getting through to
Keep on
Toga.
trucking.
And she's actually getting through to Toga. She manages to hold Toga back for long enough that her powers, like, she's running out of blood. Right, she's running out of twice blood. So, yeah, they're all fading away.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the end of this showdown. And
Yes.
there may be one probably half chapter where they
Full.
fully officially hug it out and Toga calms the fuck down. And then there'll be a little bit kind of 3 or 4 pages setting up whatever the next showdown is.
Mm.
I'm hoping for All Might versus All for One. All for One versus One for All.
Yeah. All Might with his weird mech suit or whatever his weapon is that he's got. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're here for it. I'm just
Oh,
still
yes.
sad that is Bakugo alive? Can we see him? Can you just?
I don't care.
My brother just said Olmec. That's what we're talking. That's what we're calling him. Olmec.
That's a good fucking name. I'm
I
hashtag Team Olmec.
I care if Bakugo's alive. I just want literally a page going back with them going, oh, he's alive, and then we just carry on. No.
It's like 19-page chapter.
By the
18
way,
pages of Olmec, super awesome showdown with the last boss. Last page.
Bakugo opens
fine,
his
guys.
eyes. He just opens his eyes, and like Genius is over him, and he just opens his eyes, and that'll be the end of whatever chapter. And then even if they don't show him the next few chapters, you know he's alive. Yeah. And then you've got because Todoroki's is kind of wrapped up, or well, no, because there was no explosion. Dabi was kind of brought down, but then weren't you still worried that he was going to explode and that he was still going to have to be taken up into the air? I don't know. It's nullified for the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that there may be another kind of boom moment, but for now, I think that arc is complete, as is Toga's.
Yeah.
So we need to move on to some
So
new
you
shit
got
now.
All Might, All for One, Deku, Shigaraki, and whatever the hell is happening with Bakugo. Yeah. I think that's all the base is covered on MHA.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where there's been a lot of chapters, but it's mostly just been Gravity being like, "Can you stop it, please?
Can you please stop
I
this?
give you a hug. Will you shut the fuck up?"
Oh, and for anyone that's like super, super into ships and stuff, she said, I love Izuku. She said, I
Yes.
love him.
I was gonna say,
She said, I've fallen in love with, or I'm in love with, yeah.
yeah. Is that the first time she's fully admitted it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's some big shit there.
That's some big shit there.
Or big ship.
It's a big ship. I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
not
I
like
mean,
it was it's
it's
the
fine.
only actual ship in the show that is actually a thing that has been in the story and is obviously a relationship or whatever that will happen in the future. But yeah, it's actually, she's like, oh yeah. So yeah, let's hope she doesn't die. She has been stabbed.
Yeah, I mean, a gut wound like that, it's painful as fuck, but it usually takes a while to finish you off. So she's got plenty of time to get herself to a doctor's.
It was just crazy. Don't you think it's funny though? Because when she uses her power too much, she gets a stomach ache. And that's what stops her, like, from being able to be full power. Yet she gets stabbed in the stomach, and that's how she like grows, right? Because that's got to be the worst stomach ache she's ever experienced whilst using her ability.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's appropriate or off-putting.
Anyway, okay, so JJK. Before we get into anything, because a lot has happened. A lot has happened again. A lot of stuff. It's all the
Yeah,
Gojo, um, Sukuna
Sukuna.
fight, Sukuna Megumi fight, um,
Sukumi.
Meguma, Sukumi,
Yeah, Maguma's better.
Meguma. um, the little, because I don't know, the previous fight, which was with the lady who was like in love with Sukuna or whatever.
Yeah, that was
When
weird.
she fought him, he had the floaty thingy over his head, right? And
Yeah.
I've got to be honest with you, I had no idea what it was or why it was there.
No,
I
me
feel
either.
like I missed it completely, but I was just going with it. It's a thing. I don't know what it is.
Floaty ball.
Now, in the like chapter before last, it showed you it because it was like Gojo was like, "Oh, he's not used the thing," and it gave you a
Yeah.
glimpse. And then we ended in a bad place in that chapter. And then in this chapter, this new thing has come up and it has it. So I'm still just confused about what this. They said it was the 9-bladed sword or something
Yeah.
because that's what it's like a thing. Anyway, going back to the beginning though of where we were left off. I just wanted to get that
Yes.
out there.
Okay.
Uh. Oh man, yeah. So we went from throwing buildings at each other. I feel like did we leave off? Kept opening his domain.
The last one we discussed was when Gojo was like, "Lol, fuck you," and smashed the Malevolent Shrine.
Yeah, he like went straight,
That was a good
hit
one.
him in the chest, threw him straight against his shrine. Yeah, so then everyone's like, "Oh, we're going for the shrine." That's what he's trying to destroy. The shrine, not necessarily fighting him right now. He's destroying the shrine so that his domain will fall. Um, and then I feel like the next really exciting part was when. Well, it's funny because you have the commentary of like all the other people.
And they seem as confused as we are most of the time, which
Yeah.
is quite funny.
Um, but the next exciting part, I feel like in my memory, was Gojo making his domain like really small.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And they were all like, huh? How is that possible? How can it exist in such a tiny space? And they're like, well, he just spent, a really long time in a tiny little box. I think Gojo knows more about this than everybody else.
Yeah. I just love how anytime anything big happens in the fight, they're like, "Can they do that?" And we're like, "We don't know. We're the highest authority in the jiu-jitsu world, and these two are making us look like fucking children. Like, how do they keep pulling this shit? So funny."
Mm. Yeah, and then they're coming up with these time limits. Yuta's like, oh, that was 3 minutes. Or whoever it was that actually kept track of the time. And then it's like getting slightly less every time. Like slightly quicker. He's quicker. Um and then yeah, it's interesting. So he seems to be chipping away. He's chipping away at Sukuna, right?
It does seem that way, yeah. But at the same time, Sukuna does kind of seem to be chipping back.
Because then we get the bad moment of Gojo's like, oh, he's not used that thing. He probably can't. Or he's worried that if he uses it, it'll burn out quickly and it won't do anything. And then it shows you the little glimpse of the thing, and then Gojo's nose starts bleeding, and that's where the chapter ends, and you're just like, shit, is Gojo about to get done? But then we come back to the latest chapter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're aware there's been a chapter since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, suspense, even though we know, sorry.
Okay, phew. Okay, phew.
You're like, have you read the latest chapter? No, yeah, no, I have, of course, at 4 p.m. on the dot when it comes out. And everybody
Right.
else is trying to read it, and you can't because it keeps not loading the pages because
Yeah,
everybody's trying to read
that's
it.
why I wait till the night and read it then. Except
Um,
One Piece, my friend won't let me. 'Cause I'm the only other person she knows that reads One Piece, so we have to discuss One Piece straight away. Everything else I wait for.
okay. Yeah, but then Gojo seems totally fine, and he's actually just like, oh, it's fine. Um, but then well, he finally breaks the shrine, right?
Yeah.
It folds. He's done it, and he's thinking, yeah, I'm getting here. All I need to do is get like my one hit on, because now there's
And it
nothing
kind of looked like
stopping
he
it.
got that one hit off, but
But
it didn't.
Sukuna whipped out what is Megumi's power, right? That is the thing that he fought before
Yeah.
after the Shibuya Act. That Megumi brought out to fight Sukuna because he's like, well, I can't do anything else. I can't control this monster, but it's the only thing I've got that can actually hold up a fight against Sukuna. And Sukuna's just whipped it out against Gojo. And it's got the weird thing above his head. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
It's a cool spinny dealy.
Cool spinning thing. And Gojo did he's like, I've got to do this before, it has a chance to regain any whatever. I need to take care of it quick. He does his full force, like perfect hit, and it just doesn't seem to affect the thing at all.
0 fucks given. Yeah.
So at this point, when you think Gojo was already fighting Sukuna, he's at basically the same power level, and it was really a strategy game. That Gojo was just about to win, and now he's about to face two things that are basically as strong as they all are. It's 2-on-1, so yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like unless Megumi somehow comes into play and can start kind of trying to take some control back, or I don't know, like
It's a
Gojo's
tricky
kind
spot.
of fucked.
A little bit, yeah.
It's bad.
Fucking rough. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I have found myself these last couple of chapters slightly zoning out.
There's a lot happening.
Well, it's not that there's a lot
Nothing
happening.
happening.
Yeah, it's just. It's been so fucking weird. Like, usually JJK, like, yeah, here's some weird shit I've just pulled out, and here's why. But now, admittedly, these are like the most powerful sorcerer ever versus the most current powerful sorcerer. So obviously, they're operating on a different level. That's to be expected. But it's just, it's all a little bit kind of wibbly wobbly sciencey wines. He's like, oh no, he's used his power 0.2 of a second slower, which means now he can do that. But actually, no, because he's just done that, which means he can't do that, which means he has to do this, which means he's done that. But he's already adapted, so now he has to do this. It's like, can someone just punch the other guy? Can we go back to when they were just throwing each other through buildings? Because while all this, like, super finesse jujutsu sorcery sounds really interesting, it's kind of not.
Hmm.
I imagine this fight will look, especially this part of the fight, will look amazing in the anime. Because it'll just be lots of kind of things getting bigger and then smaller, and then you can kind of talk over it to explain what's going on. Fine. But like when we get a whole chapter that's just sort of a lot of exposition and a lot of kind of probably incorrect pseudoscience, it's just a bit like, what am I supposed to take from that fight? It reminds me a bit of some of the weaker fights in Bleach, like in the last arc, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I've used my like super one-hit kill ability." He's like, "Ah yeah, but my ability is that I'm immune to one-hit abilities." Like, "Yeah, but my ability is that I can surpass people's immunity with one-hit abilities." It's, "Ah yeah, but I can then use my ultra ability, which makes me immune to even things that people should be immune to." It's like, just fucking stop it. Either do it properly or don't do it at all. And we're edging quite close to that with this current fight. It's a lot of kind of, now I'm in my power position. And it's like, but he's counteracted it by using some power that he's literally just fucking made up. It's like, they either need to just go back to hitting each other, which
Yeah.
looked great, or kind of clarify what they're doing.
Mm.
Because right now it's just a little bit weird and I'm finding it quite hard to give a shit.
Yeah, it was all kind of like domain opening and then reverse curse
Yeah.
technique and yeah, but it was all yeah. Yeah, I feel like now he's just gonna have to straight up fight this thing.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I don't know if we need a cut to Kenjaku and whatever the hell he's doing. With the other
Yeah,
the
maybe.
strongest ones. The old dude
Yeah.
and the lady. Just
That
for
could work.
a little just like
Palate cleanser.
yeah. Like we've
Yeah.
reached this like pivotal point. Let's go see what the other team are doing. Because all the other cool characters are just sitting watching this fight
Yeah.
and just providing commentary. So that we
Hilarious
so
commentary.
that we kind of know what's happening.
Yeah.
They're like, he can't do that, Kenny. They're like, he just did. Like he just did it.
Like, even
Apparently,
Gogo
yes.
doesn't know that he can't do that shit. So yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, you are right. It's getting a bit. Looks good though. It's fine.
Yeah. And I think this fight is going to be like top 10 anime
Really, really
battle
good.
when it gets to the anime.
Yeah, I'm hoping this season 2 animation is going to be amazing, and they can carry that through into this one. And just 3 seasons of perfect anime.
Yep. This is the way.
This is the way. Because My Hero Academia is going to be like another 2 seasons at least. Oh, that was the big news. Big news. Vigilantes.
Yes. Fucking vigilantes. My boy Koichi gets a chance to shine.
Can't wait to get myself some figurines.
Fuck yeah.
um,
I would probably break my I have no space for more shit, so I don't buy things rule to get a really good Koichi, Pop Step, and Knuckles.
Mhm.
I would definitely get, especially if it was like one big statue of all three together. That'd be sick.
And just as Jujutsu Kaisen watchers need to watch Zero, um, if you read My Hero Academia, read Vigilantes, and be happy that you can then watch Vigilantes, or just when it comes out, watch it. I've seen so many like comments online that are like, "Oh, they need to finish this one before they do some side story or whatever, like do a spin off," and it's like it already exists.
Yeah.
You could have read it. It's totally cool, and it's a really valid side story within slash prequel of My Hero Academia.
I kind of feel like if they dropped it just before like the Gigantomachia fight in the war arc, it would have hit like it would have landed really well.
Mm.
So they've almost released it too late, not too early.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's still going to do well because my boy Koichi is the boss.
Yeah, I think people. It's just gonna be great. I love it.
I think Koichi would definitely be in my 4-man Thanos killing team.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably have a Care Bear. Just if I can have
Yeah.
anyone, right? Okay, Care
Yeah.
Bears. They're powerful. They just shoot like beams out of their bellies
True.
and think about love, and the
Hit
bad
that
guy
motherfucker
gets
with a
it,
Care Bear
right?
stare. Yeah.
Take that, Thanos. Um. Uh,
Feel bad about what you did to your daughter. Make that bitch cry.
but you get Grumpy Bear, and he doesn't really want to be there. And he's just like, do I have to?
Grumpy Bear was my guy. Just can't be arsed with this bullshit. Go be happy somewhere else, you fuckers.
I'm wearing my Care Bears t-shirt.
Right, so you are.
I didn't even think about that as I was saying it. You can never get Grumpy Bear on stuff. Grumpy Bear's best. Yeah, I'd have a Care Bear. Oh, now I'm thinking of like 80s things like He-Man and
He-Man would fuck Thanos up on his
He-Man
own.
would be great.
No need to bring others, yeah. True story. Canonically, He-Man fought Superman and fucked him up. Ran his bitch ass through with a sword.
I mean, he has the power of Grayskull.
Fatality. Yeah. Dude is legit.
Who are my other favourite heroes that actually are strong?
Connor McLeod of the Clan McLeod. From the fucking Highlander. That was my terrible attempt at a Scottish accent.
It was really bad.
It was. But to be fair, his accent is also pretty terrible, so I was kind of trying to do Connor's accent, not so much an actual Scottish accent. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, we're doing a film called The Highlander. It's about a Scottish guy. Let's get a fucking Frenchman to play the Scottish guy.
Why not?
And then get an actual Scottish guy to play a fucking Spaniard. Why? I mean, don't get me wrong. Every film was better with a bit of Sean Connery. But why is a Spaniard?
I don't mind if they get people that don't have the accent, but to not try the accent. I talk about the film Valkyrie all the time, which is like about like the Second World War, and it's just all actors. They're British, they're English, or whatever, but they're all German or French or whatever. They're all just speaking in their natural accents. Because that's so much better than just all trying to do weird accents
And failing
and
horribly.
failing horribly. Yeah,
Yeah.
just whatever. I know you're acting. I know this is a film. I honestly couldn't give a shit what your accent is. But if you're trying to do an accent, and you're failing. That's terrible. I don't want to see it.
Yes.
I don't want to hear it.
I know they say it's the thought that counts, but just think a bit more and you'll realise that trying your best to do an accent and being fucking awful at it detracts from the film way more than just not doing it.
Yeah. Bad.
It's a lesson I should have learned 5 minutes ago when I tried to do Conor McLeod's accent.
Yeah, we'll just forget that happened.
Thank
I'm
you.
just trying to think of other heroes as I look over to my heroes shelf with the TV show
I'd say
Heroes.
Koichi from Vigilantes, Commander Shepard from Mass Effect,
Okay.
particularly a Vanguard Commander Shepard because they're fucking OP. Yuri Hyuga from Shadow Hearts, the greatest RPG of all time, and a fourth person because frankly those three could fuck them up on their own. Buffy the fucking Vampire Slayer.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but Thanos isn't a vampire.
Just so she won't sleep with him this time. She'll just kill him.
Monsters in all form is fine.
I reckon those four could do it. Oh, you know what? No, scrap Buffy. Quick Ben, aka Benjamin Adeophon Delat from the Malazan Book of the Fallen.
Oh my god.
Super powerful wizard.
I'm just looking in my room for inspiration of things that I like. Mickey Mouse, that's what I've got. No.
Probably a couple of.
Oh, I know.
I could fuck him up.
Levi Ackerman would fuck Thanos up. He'd probably fuck him up on his own, but really, actually, hasn't got anything to do when those powers come in. But if other people are distracting him, okay, so Grumpy Bear's distracting him with his belly power, and then Levi can just like come in, take off his limbs, and then did I say anybody else? Oh, I said He-Man, but yeah, you're probably right. He's too strong on his own. This is difficult. It's not one of the most difficult ones that we've had that you think about.
Because you got to get in that sweet spot. They can't solo him.
Yeah.
But they would beat him as a team. Also, hot take that I had this morning. Mass Effect as a trilogy would be better if you swap the second and third games around. Because everyone always talks about how great Mass Effect 2 is, which is wrong. But if they talk about how great it is, they always talk about how great the suicide mission is. And it is. It's one of the best levels in an RPG ever. The problem is, it's literally called a suicide mission. But if you put even 5 minutes of thought into it, and if you've not played the game like an absolute, mouth breather, you can actually quite easily get everyone through it. And everyone always complains that the last mission in 3, which is just a big fight in the middle of London, is kind of disappointing for a final battle, which is also true. Although I will give credit to BioWare for having a whole game where a giant war is taking place in London and not once showing an image of Big Ben being destroyed. Thumbs up. You managed to be original. Good for you. However, flip that shit around. Mass Effect 2 ends with a huge Reaper invasion and Shepard fighting in London, fucking them up with rocket launchers. Go Shepard. Then Mass Effect 3, you're like, all right, we know we can defeat them now, but now we need to properly fucking stop them. So you build your big machine. Like, oh, what is this machine? It's some weird Prothean shit. Oh, it's a jump gate that'll take us directly to the Reaper's, I don't know, home base or whatever. Somewhere where we can fuck them all up. And then you finish the game with the suicide mission. and make it a fucking suicide mission. Make it so no matter how well you do, like you can complete the mission, you can save the day, you can stop the Reapers, but no matter what you do, you will lose people. It's not a question of if you make the right decision, everyone will survive. It's a question of make the decisions to see who you lose.
You're just making me think of like Halo Reach. Because the last level on Halo Reach, you're just playing until you die. You're all gonna die. You just play till you die.
That's a ballsy fucking move. I've never really been a big Halo fan, but credit where it's
Ah,
due. That's a
wait,
good
was it
fucking
Reach?
idea.
Oh, is it Reach? Yeah, it's Reach. Yeah, great game. Really good characters. And you do really like bond with them all. And then they
MMO
all
vibe.
kind of get picked off one by one, and then it's just the last few of you is like on the end taking the last stand. But it's very much like Rogue One, you know, like
Yeah.
you've done your thing, you've put Cortana in the thing or whatever you had to transfer. It might just be Cortana. I think that's how Master Chief ends up with her or whatever, with all
Okay,
the
that's pretty cool.
plans with the yeah. It's because it's before the first Halo, I believe.
Oh, so it's literally Rogue One. Okay,
I feel
sweet.
like it's literally Rogue One. um, yeah, really good.
That's a ballsy move, though. Like, fair play.
Was that ODST as a prequel and Reach is? I don't know. I haven't played these games in a long time, but they're both good.
I played them at all, so you can say what the hell you want, and I'll be like, yeah, I agree.
But yeah, Halo Reach is just like the best ending. Like I've never been so emotional playing a video game. Like like finish it like because you're at the end and it's like happening, and you're like, oh my god, this is it. Like we're gonna die. Are we like you think oh you're failing this mission, but no, this is it. This is the end of the game. And then like the music comes in, it's all very solemn. It's great game.
That's a strong ending. But yeah, all I'm going to say to that is Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's what my brother's literally playing right now.
Has he
Is
played
it
it
the
before?
second one? Yeah, he's played it before.
Okay, good. I was
Or
going to
maybe
say.
it's just the first one he's playing. So my brother said that a Tombury would be good in his 4 hero fight.
Oh, I
As long as
mean,
he gets close,
stretching the
stabby
bounds of
stab.
what could be considered a hero
Yeah,
there.
not
But
really a
yeah,
hero. They're kind of like mischievous little things. And then he's put
yeah,
have Nightcrawler carry him, like Nightcrawler, like from
yeah.
X-Men. I'm
From
assuming.
Banff, yeah, just pick up a Tombury, Banff, and just drop him onto. That's a solid tactic. And I'm not entirely sure you can qualify
Yeah, hero.
Tonbury. It's not really a hero, and B, if Tonbury could reach Thanos, he would one-shot him, which kind of
So,
means he could technically win on his own, which means he doesn't qualify.
mm,
But I would say Nightcrawler is probably a very strong addition to your team because he couldn't really take Thanos 1-to-1, but he would be a very versatile and useful addition to your team. So yeah, so you definitely keep Nightcrawler, but I'm sorry, you can't have Tombury. But the idea of just kind of bamfing someone onto Thanos and then fucking them up,
Mm,
that works.
I'm still struggling.
Oh god, speaking of struggling, watched all of the latest season of The Witcher.
Oh yeah.
So boring. Fucking hell. How does that show keep getting made? The only good thing about the entire, technically first half of season 3 is there's like the last 2 episodes they go to a big fancy party and Yennefer wears a very nice dress that she looks amazing in. And that's my only takeaway from the entire third season is
Is Henry
Yennefer looks
Cavill in
pretty
it?
fucking up.
Henry Cavill's in it all the way to the end.
Yeah, this is his last season.
Yeah. So the next
This is
season
the
is going to
last
start
season.
with Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah. Well, did you see the ads they were doing? We're like, don't worry, Cavill's still in it.
Which is just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit harsh. Like
Like
Liam's
we've sat,
already getting
you
flack
know,
from the fans, having to get flack from the fucking production company as well. It's a bit savage.
please still watch our show this season because it's Henry Cavill. And the next time it's going to be like, please still watch our show. It's got Liam Hemsworth in it. He's just as good as Henry Cavill. We swear. But if they've made a shit show, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know why I'm still watching. I didn't really like the first season. I didn't really like the second season. Why am I still watching the third?
I haven't read the books. I haven't played the game. I watched the first episode. I didn't like it. I stopped.
Good. I tried to read the books but couldn't because they're terrible, and Elric is better in literally every way. I tried playing the first two games I couldn't deal with. I tried playing the third one and couldn't really get into it. But then I picked up the Game of the Year edition for like £3 and thought, fuck it, why not? Tried it again and actually really enjoyed it. Although I will say, everyone's always like, oh yeah, the story in Witcher 3 is amazing. It's really fucking not. Like, the actual main core searching for Ciri story is generic as fuck. What gives the game all the kind of love that it gets is there's these weird little side plots and kind of mission, like weird side quests and shit you can do, many of which are incredibly good. And Gwent is one of the best mini games in a game. Like I now understand why Gwent just became its own game. Like, you can now just get an app that's just Gwent, and you should get it because it's really fucking good. Like, if you've ever played like Magic or anything, like any of those kind of Yu-Gi-Oh, any of those kind of collecting card battle games, try Gwent. Very fun game.
Back to my heroes.
Yes. Is Geralt of Rivia one of them? The Mandalorian?
Mandalorian. Useless. Can't do anything on his own.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm trying to think like retro video game. I'm trying to think video game.
Good call. There's a lot
Who's
of very
my
strong
best
characters.
hero? Have you ever played Mr. Nuts?
No.
He's a squirrel.
Of course he is.
He's great. But he throws like his little nuts.
There are nuts of people. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking,
Who
what
would
would
have guessed?
these would throw Thanos off, right? There's a Care Bear, there's a squirrel. Or like Cool Spot, you know, Cool Spot. He's just a red
Cool
dot with
Spot.
arms and legs. And Thanos
Hell
would be like,
yes.
what the fuck is happening? So yeah.
I'm just saying, just putting it out there. We know Thanos is an incredibly strong character. Yeah. Leader of the Infinity, yada yada. Has anyone checked if he's allergic to peanuts?
There you go.
Just saying. Anaphylaxis is serious shit.
Um
Putting it out there.
Yeah, and then I don't know who last. I feel like I just had an idea and then I lost it again.
Kenobi.
Think.
Kenobi. Actually, if we're talking, nah, that's okay. Kenobi could not solo him. Like,
He could not solo him, but he could deal the final blow because lightsabers are king.
I mean, we saw how he fucked up Vader a couple of times.
So yeah.
Because Filoni is wrong. Anakin is not the best Jedi ever. Kenobi is.
Yeah, I think you're wrong because I am the best Jedi ever. I just haven't made my Star Wars debut yet. But in the next film, I'll be Daisy Ridley's apprentice. When they make more films with Rey Skywalker. Yeah. I'm gonna be in a Jedi Academy.
Not gonna lie, if they do have if they do that and they do look for extras in London, I will absolutely be there. Look at me, I am already basically a Jedi.
Get your robe on and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Nail that.
Who doesn't want to be a Jedi? I mean, I want to be a badass Jedi. I like that first visions of the new series. I still didn't watch all of them, but where she's actually controlling the power of the dark side and the light side altogether. Yeah. You have to punch your mic, Tig. No, how angry you are about the dark side.
Yeah. No, yeah. Speaking of the dark side and Jedi and all that jazz, I'm weirdly excited for the Acolyte. More so than I am for Ahsoka. You'd think I'd be super hyped for Ahsoka because it's basically a continuation of Rebels, and I loved Rebels.
And they say Rebels in it.
Yeah, like it's literally Filoni has straight up said this is the next season of Rebels. That there is no I'm not even trying to hide it anymore. This is just straight up a Rebels sequel. So I'm excited for that. But at the same time, it kind of feels like I know exactly what we're gonna get, and it could never be more than like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's going to be a good show, but it's not going to be like Andor level. Whereas the Acolyte, High Republic era, an unexplored era, lots of good shit to be there.
Yeah.
Sith focused, always fun because you can get away with some absolute fuckery. The main actress is quite attractive. That's 3 big ticks right there. I mean,
I
hell
think
yeah.
just it being something different is enough to just be like, yeah, cool, let's have it.
Exactly. Just do something completely unrelated to the Skywalkers and their whole saga. Just tell a completely new story in a relatively new era, all up in that.
Hmm.
It's either going to be amazing or terrible,
Hopefully amazing.
hopefully.
I've still not watched Andor. I will binge that one
Ah,
day. I'll just binge it one
you
day.
need to
I'll
watch
get to
it.
it and it'll just happen. Just binge watch Andor. Um,
To be fair, it's the only one of these shows that we know is guaranteed to get a second season. So you can always just wait for the second season to start and then just power through the whole lot.
I could do that.
But you need to watch it just because it's so freaking good.
I will watch Ahsoka and the Acolyte. I have not watched Rebels, so I mean I
You've
know
got
of it and I
you've got enough
know
time. It's not a long show. You can power through it before.
not yeah, probably not.
It's
I've
all on
got
Disney Plus.
I've got a long list of things to watch
Yeah, true. I need to
that are
start watching
probably
Slime
better.
soon.
Oh yeah,
Slime is
slime.
next after Spy Family. I was torn between Slime and Spy Family, but I was like, I want something funny and lighthearted, so Spy Family.
Slime's quite funny.
Is it?
Like it's yeah, I mean it's
But
not
is it lighthearted?
I don't know, there's some sad stuff.
There we go.
It's some of it's
Spy
heavy, but some of it's light and fun. It's got a good mix. It's good.
Good, good. I do like a mix, but I was in the mood for something
Fun.
like soul enlivening.
The second season of Slime is just like action, fights. So good. I
Fuck
didn't
yeah.
think it could get better. I was like, where's the show gonna go? You know, it's just about slime getting stronger and stronger. It's gonna just get boring, or you know, just, I don't know. It's gonna lose its pizzazz, but it just didn't. It's really good.
More people need to use the word pizzazz.
Pizzazz.
Good word. But no, I mean, I am still a little hesitant to start watching it for the reasons I've stated multiple times. But yeah, I will definitely start watching it after Spy Family. How long is season 1 of Spy Family?
I think it's like a full 24 episodes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I
So
think.
I may not. I'll either just be done with it or not quite be done with it by the next. No, yeah, I should have just started Slime by the time we meet again.
Because you get through things quick, unlike me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, game wise, have you played Final Fantasy 16?
No, I don't have a PS5. I'm a broke
Ah.
ass bitch. Speaking of, fucking, as oh wait, first fucking day I was away, I dropped my iPad and fucked the screen.
Oh,
Which is annoying,
really?
but yeah, and I need to replace my bloody iPad. But yeah, no, I don't have a PS5, so I'm fucking replaying Mass Effect again, which is why I came up with the whole
Yeah.
swapping them around. Finally, I'm doing a soldier run with a assault rifle and romancing Garrus because I wanted to do like a real like basic bitch man against the world type run, like no special powers, no biotics, just gun against the world, and it's actually going surprisingly easy because there's a number of incredibly overpowered rifles in this game.
Well, from what my brother says, Final Fantasy 16 is okay. Or good. It looked good. I might play it one day. It has like
Yeah,
easy mode and you can enjoy it without having to be good.
good because otherwise I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to try because Final Fantasy 16 and Baldur's Gate 3 both are very much on my list of games I need to play. So I'll probably pick up a PS5 quite soon because I've heard they're much easier to get a hold of now.
HMV had them cheap-ish.
All right.
Cheaper than what they were.
No longer 600 quid. They're probably still kind of
Yeah.
what 300-400, which is, considering how powerful they are, is a reasonable price to pay.
Yeah. What games have I had recently? I bought my puzzle bobble thing, which I think I
Ooh.
had last time. Yeah, I've just been playing that and getting frustrated. I just downloaded Vampire Survivors on my phone, which may be a mistake because I feel like I'm just going to be playing that lots now. I suck at it, but I move too much because I'm too scared to stay still and like kill the things. My brother's like, you can just stay still. You're strong enough to just kill all of these things. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to run away though because I think I'm going to die. Anyway, I'm trying to get better, which I have to practice, and keep playing. So
Been playing a lot of Overwatch 2 as well, which frustrates me because I'm terrible. But even as bad as I am, everyone else seems to be worse.
yeah, I've only played a very small amount where I'm just like happy to be around, and my brother's like, "Here, have the control." I'm like, "Okay, what do I do? Kill things. Great. Okay."
The thing with Overwatch and kind of all of the kind of MOBAs and all that sort of style, that corner of gaming, is especially like at least from where I sit, you really need to find a character that you enjoy playing before you're ever going to enjoy playing the game. Like, 'cause I tried playing Overwatch years ago, and I bounced around between a few characters, and I was like, "Yeah, these are all terrible. This game sucks." Then I stopped and didn't play again. Then when it went free to play, I was like, "I'll give it another shot." So, I think I'd give it another shot because it's free. So why the fuck not? It was crime. Oh, Sigma, he's a big floaty boy. I'll give him a try. And he's fucking amazing. And now I've got like I paid for one of his skins and I've got all the fucking extra nonsense for him. And he's still my favorite. He's my most played character by quite a distance.
Hmm.
Like once you find a character that you really gel with in these games, that's when suddenly you start to realize why they're enjoyable. But until then, it's like, this game sucks and I hate you.
Yeah.
And then they nerf your favorite character because fuck Blizzard.
Fuck Blizzard. You heard it here.
Trust me, it's not the first time it's been said.
That's why I didn't say you heard it here first. You
You got me there.
heard it here. I'm on it. Don't you worry.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. What else am I excited for? Oh, they're filming Beetlejuice 2.
Oh, is that going ahead? I figured that would
It's
be.
happening. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be halted because of whatever's happening,
Yeah.
but they're filming in England.
Ah,
I mean, I'm still getting
okay.
castings through like daily for things, so
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
I have yet, to my knowledge, to have received a casting for Beetlejuice. But if I do, then whatever I was doing on that day is going, and I'll be on the set
Yep.
of Beetlejuice.
I would almost want to be there just on the 1 in a billion chance that Jenna Ortega was also on set. Just to be like, hello, Jenna.
Hello, Jenna. Yeah, Winona Ryder. It's Beetlejuice, man. Michael Keaton.
Great fucking flick.
I really hope that this is going to be a good film, but I am increasingly worried that it's just not. I'm just worried that it's going to be like, I don't know. The one photo they revealed is Jenna Ortega in like a white wedding dress. Because my worry is like, is Jenna Ortega just going to be an exact copy of Lydia? Just this like weird, down, gothic girl.
Or more worryingly, will she just be Wednesday, but with a
Yeah,
different name?
exactly. But maybe actually it'll be surprising and she'll just be like totally opposite of Lydia. Or
That
I
would be
don't
awesome.
know. She just needs to have her own personality, right? Because if it's just
Yeah.
Lydia, what's the point? We've got Lydia. We could have just had another movie. What I want basically is a fun movie with more Beetlejuice because Beetlejuice is not in Beetlejuice very much. This is what I was talking about. Oh my god. I've been racking my brain for days because I remember talking about a film where I said the main character is not who you think the main character is. So Beetlejuice, most people would probably think the main character is Lydia, but they're not really. The main character is Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, right? They're the main characters of the film.
Yeah.
They're the story that you follow the whole way through. Lydia's just kind of there. Beetlejuice is barely in the film. I'm glad I remembered that this is the film that I was thinking about, yeah. Beetlejuice is barely in Beetlejuice. I want a Beetlejuice movie with more Beetlejuice. Like, I'd
That's
love
fair.
a movie where Jenna Ortega's character and it's about like an adventure where they're having to like solve a problem together and work together to do whatever in the film, yeah? Whether
Yeah.
they've gone into like the afterlife world or I don't know. But that's what I want. Because the first movie, it's perfect. I love it. But it's not that, is it? We need something different. And that's what it needs to be. Because that's what I remember the cartoon being like when I was younger.
The
It's
cartoon was
Lydia
so
and
good.
Beetlejuice, like, just doing shit every
Getting into
episode.
fuckery.
Getting
Yeah.
into fuckery, getting out of fuckery, but working together. They're like, I don't know, I remember them being more like friends. Whereas in the movie,
Yeah.
they're enemies, right? He's this bad guy just trying to use them. So yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. If I were to pitch Beetlejuice 2 now to hit, Lydia still there. Jenna is her kid. Jenna is just fucking straight edge. Like, why, mum? Why are you wearing that? It's embarrassing. I just want a normal mum. Fuck you. And then either gets taken away by, or for some reason has to start working with Beetle. Like, maybe something
Yeah.
happens to Lydia. She gets like sucked into the underworld because of some shit she did when she was 15. Then Jenna's character has to work with Beetlejuice to like navigate through the underworld to try and get her back. And the whole time she's just like, this is so dumb. Why am I here? Like, just like the exact opposite of everything you expect her character to be like.
Yeah.
And then just like fuck all this. It's so stupid. Why? Yeah, I think that would be an interesting take to see. Like, I'm almost a skeptic, despite the fact she's literally traversing the underworld
Yeah.
with Beetlejuice, who's just trolling her the whole fucking time.
And just like, if
And then
she's
rescues her mum.
bored of it, right? Because you think she's probably grown up being told stories by her mum and that. Just like, this is what happened when I was younger, and this happened, it was amazing. And she's just like, oh my god, I've heard this 1,000 times. Like, growing up, that was like the bedtime story, you know? That was like the. And then it happens, yeah, for real. And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
um,
I would watch that.
yeah, so I'm really excited for it, but I hope it's something
Well,
along those
speaking
lines.
of films where the kind of the titular character isn't really the lead, Mad Max would be another one. Everyone was always like, "Oh, Mad Max Fury Road." It wasn't really a Mad Max film. Max wasn't the main character. Like, yeah, dude, Max is never the main character,
I've not
except for
actually seen the
possibly the very first.
originals.
Well, the very first one, just Mad Max, is not a good film.
Okay.
It's like it's not even a low budget. It's a no budget Aussie kind of borderline horror about a policeman in a world that's starting to go a bit wrong, whose like wife gets killed by some bikers and he gets revenge. Like,
Okay.
it's not a terrible film, but it's a completely different film to the rest of the trilogy. In Mad Max 2, aka the Road Warrior, like, he just rocks up to this town that's under siege from a dude wearing a fucking hockey mask and very little else. It's quite disturbing. And like, kind of, he has to help these guys escape. And it's like, yeah, he's kind of the viewpoint, but he's very much like the character. Like, you're meant to kind of imagine yourself as him doing this shit. The main character are the people in the town that he's trying to rescue. And in the third one, he meets some weird fucking mutant zombie kid morons. And there's like a town run by Tina Turner, R.I.P. You fucking legend. And there's a guy playing saxophone, well, again, while wearing very little, and a little dude that rides on a big dude's back for reasons, called Master Blaster. The little one is Master, the big one is Blaster. Of course they are. Very Australian. Like, again, Mad Max is the person we follow, but the main character is very much the kids. So then Fury Road comes around, is one of the best films released in decades. If you think it's not, you're wrong. And everyone's like, it's called Mad Max, but it's more about Furiosa. Of course it fucking is. And speaking of why I started this in the first place, Mad Max Furiosa, the prequel, is apparently like all basically ready. And I think it's being released next year, and I cannot fucking wait. It's Anya Taylor-Joy, who is in everything, and I'm getting a little bored of, but she is kind of the perfect choice to play a young Charlize Theron, so I'll allow it. And it's like written and directed by George Miller, so it's going to be the tits, and I will absolutely go and see that in the cinema because you know it's going to look fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think you need the cinema to like fully appreciate whatever's going to be going on. Just broke my headphone. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was just like playing with it. No, yeah. I'm just gonna put that down. Um,
You're making it worse.
I'm making it worse. Yeah. I mean, Mad Max was fine. It was weird, wacky.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah. Trying to think of other things now where the main character's not really the main character. It took me like a week to remember the Beetlejuice thing. Yeah, Beetlejuice, like Lydia's just there, and she helps them. But then, yeah, they're the main characters. I love Gina Davis. She's great.
Have you seen The Long Kiss Goodnight
I have
with Gina
not.
Davis and Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh.
Oh, you're in for a fucking treat. Great flick. Gina Davis plays like a suburban housewife, and I want to say, yeah, mum's like a little annoying kid. Like, perfect little house in the suburbs. Everything is fine. And then one day she gets a bit of a knock on the head and realizes it's basically the Bourne Identity before the Bourne Identity. Like, she
Oh.
realizes she's actually a fucking super spy. Sam Jackson rocks up like, yeah, there's some bad people after you because you were like a fucking hitman. And then they go on action adventures, and it's just a weird fucking film, but really fucking good. And Gina Davis kills it.
I remember watching this when I was younger on the telly, Cutthroat Island.
Oh, yeah, quality flick.
I really enjoyed it. Apparently, it's only a 5.7 out of 10.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It wasn't just like a kind of a shit version of Treasure Island.
Yeah, I feel like it was just one of those like TV movies as well, kind of feel.
Yeah. All right. Remake a film, but the entire cast are now Muppets except for one actor.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, I've seen this. Like people post about this online. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
Remake a film. Rule thing platform. There's a lot of films to think about, Tig. What are my
Yeah.
favorite films?
My favorite one was Saw, and only Jigsaw is a man. It's just this guy going around doing horrible things to
Killing
puppets.
Muppets.
That would be amazing.
Hmm.
Old Boy was my suggestion. Odesu remains himself, but everyone else has turned into Muppets. That would be horrifying.
Most of my favorite films are like animations. So thinking of like live action films that I like that I would like to see in Muppets, or would be funny in Muppets.
Star Wars, everyone's a Muppet, except for Yoda.
Who's already a puppet?
Exactly. So he doesn't
We're all
need
Muppets here.
all these fuzzy little felt puppets, and then Yoda's there, but he's like a normal, non-fuzzy puppet.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like epics, like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, things like
Who
that.
would you keep?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Because it wouldn't be funny if it was just Harry Potter, would it?
Dumbledore would be quite good.
That's what I was thinking, Dumbledore.
Just this crazy old man spending 7 films shouting at puppets.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Just holding this puppet like this.
Just shake him.
Trying to think of films is hard, just on the spot.
Karate Kid, only Daniel is human, and in the end he just kicks the head off his puppet. Fuck you. Fuck your rules.
Maybe like The Matrix, and it's just Morpheus, and everybody else is a puppet.
That would be cool. Or just Agent Smith.
Just Agent Smith.
Yeah, spends 3 films just being furious at this little puppet. That would be amazing. And they would all be puppets, except for Keanu, who would be made of wood. Because his acting is so wooden. He'd be a wooden puppet. Everyone else would be felt puppets. And then Agent Smith would just be himself.
My brother's put Terminator 2, but the T-1000 is still human.
Yeah. That would work.
Yeah, because you'd have a Muppet Arnold with a minigun.
There. Waka 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 waka.
Oh,
That would definitely work.
um,
I need to rewatch Terminator, man. Such a good film.
Terminator's good. Yeah, Terminator. I hadn't actually seen the first Terminator until I was like a teenager, like 18, 19. But I'd grown up like watching Terminator 2 all the time,
Same.
which is such a good film.
Yeah.
And the bad guy
That
is just
ending,
an
man.
absolute badass. Yeah.
That ending always gets to me.
And
That
then
and Optimus Prime dying at the start of Transformers the movie were the two things that made me cry the most as a child.
Terminator 3, I watched once, I think.
Yeah, same. I watched it for Claire Danes and was like, well, I've done that once. I don't need to do it again.
Terminator 4, I really like because
Which one was that?
one with Christian Bale is kind of, yeah.
Annoyingly,
Sam
yeah, that was
Worthington.
actually a pretty solid film.
I like it because it's just different, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're in that world, and it's just cool. What are you? That's what he says as he goes into Christian Bale.
Where is she?
And then even like whatever this last one was called, Fate of the. Is the last one? No, there was another one, wasn't
Dark
there?
Fate. There was Genesis, which they spelled incorrectly, so I
Which
refused to
was
watch it.
terrible.
I kind of wanted to watch it because it had Matt Smith in it, but
I don't remember Matt Smith. I remember.
oh, sorry, he's in. Or is he in Dark Fate?
No. Oh, I don't know. Whichever the one is with what's her face again,
That's Genesis.
Amelia Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't enjoy that. That was awful.
didn't
I
watch
don't
it.
remember anything about it. But the most recent one was really good.
Really?
Well, I say really good. Really good if you're a fan. It was like nostalgia run. Obviously, you got Linda Hamilton back. It's just, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Arnold Schwarzenegger was funny. The story was okay. The new,
Villain?
it was a woman, wasn't it? Or is it a guy? Yeah, it was a lady who was like helping them. Yeah, and the villain guy, the Terminator, was, you know, kind of just as menacing. Not quite as cool as like T2, but you know, it was alright.
They haven't managed to kind of recapture the just fucking terror of the Liquid Terminator. They've tried various different ways to make them cooler. I'm sorry, you're not going to.
Mm,
Murderous living liquid metal. You can't beat that. Stop trying. You've hit a home run.
yeah, but yeah, no, it's just a good fun. Just watch it. Don't think too hard. Just enjoy it. It's Terminator. Have fun.
Okay.
Um,
I'll see if I can find it somewhere.
yeah, just fun. And then I did watch it twice as well within the space of like a week. Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
It was okay enough for that.
Although, yeah, I think the most I've ever rewatched a film was I once watched a movie 5 times in 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
When
It's
I
the
was,
first time I ever saw Old Boy, and I was obsessed
you're
because
obsessed with that film.
it's probably my favorite film of all time.
Wow.
Certainly top 5. Amazing movie.
I like films, just like little indie films, like Garden State, Little
I was
Miss
gonna say,
Sunshine.
how many of these films are directed by Zach Braff?
No, only Garden State. Little Miss Sunshine is not.
Great film though.
But all these indie films are either by Zach Braff or they have Steve Carell in. Dan in Real Life, that's got Steve Carell in it.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's good. It's funny. Steve Carell is just the most magnificent actor. I love him. He's so good.
Speaking of, that's a fun fact I saw the other day. Apparently, after he left The Office, yeah, they go through that phase of they've got different guest actors coming on playing like sort of replacement bosses for a while.
Okay, I've never watched it, but okay.
Or
I know
sorry,
I just
spoiler.
said I love Steve
Really.
Carell, but I've never watched The Office.
It's worth watching. It's surprisingly good. But spoiler warning: he leaves before the end.
Yeah.
You can stop at that point. The last few seasons aren't great, but there's a little run where they bring on different actors to play like interim bosses, and apparently one of the people they originally hired to be the replacement boss was fucking James Gandolfini, which would have been amazing. But HBO was like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. We are not doing that. We will give you $3 million, James, to not take that role. He was like, fuck yeah, of course. That's an easy win for
Easy
me.
win.
But like, I think it's an easy win for James, but an absolute crushing loss for the rest of the world that didn't get just to see like 4 or 5 episodes of Tony Soprano just fucking terrifying the entire sort of staff of Scranton Paperworks. I can't remember what the company's called. That would have just been legendary television. Oh, what could have been?
Just before we finish up, maybe The Princess Bride with Muppets,
Ooh,
because it's
okay.
already the most perfect film ever.
Yeah.
It's so funny and so well scripted. But man, if it was Muppets,
But who would be the one remaining human?
I feel like it would have to be I can't remember his name, but Mandy Patinkin, because he's going around like going, I must avenge my father and like kill the thingy.
Oh, you're
And
right.
he's just
That would be
surrounded
good.
by Muppets.
That would be good. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. And it's just this like fucking gonzo. That would be good.
I love the Muppets. Why have the Muppets not made anything good?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can have the Muppets and write a bad movie or like do a bad thing.
By trying to write a kids movie. The whole thing that made the Muppets so great was they were always just kind of on that line, and they got away with a lot because they were puppets.
Yeah. Muppets, man. They're great.
Yeah.
I always see the thing that says that Michael Caine was so good in A Christmas Carol because like he didn't treat it as like
Yeah.
any less at acting, that he was acting with Muppets. It wasn't like this isn't a serious movie, I don't have to give it my all. And I gave it full force, Michael Caine acting. And
Yeah.
it's just, that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's
That's
perfect.
the
I love
standard
it.
film.
It's so good. It's probably, what's my favourite Christmas movie? That's
Scrooged.
hard. Scrooged. That is a good one.
If you don't count Die Hard, then yeah, Scrooged, Muppets Christmas Carol, and Die Hard because you have to count it. It's a Christmas movie.
Love a Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously.
Natural.
I always watch Santa Claus movies. They're my like. Oh, do you know what just hit Disney Plus? I saw when I went on earlier to watch Summertime Rendering.
What?
Was Home Improvements.
Really?
Really? And I'm wondering because we
Oh,
watched this growing up and I absolutely loved it. But I'm
yeah.
wondering what I'm gonna rewatch it because I'm wondering
Please.
how much of it was actually because I've watched a little bit of his last man standing, man down, man whatever it is, his most recent TV show.
That was crap.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize he's quite yeah.
That's the thing. I think where Home Improvement succeeded and where that failed is the whole kind of premise of Home Improvement is that he thinks he's the hero, but he's the punchline of every joke. Like, even on its own show, it was always Al that was actually carrying the show.
Love Al.
So I think because it's got that kind of slightly self-deprecating edge to it, it could be okay. But yeah, please let me know how that holds up because I
Yeah.
may have to revisit that.
I'm not sure if Sean's seen it either because like I say in my house we grew up watching it. It was brilliant. We watched it from like
Same.
start to finish. So yeah, it'd be interesting to watch it because I just finished The Conners.
Oh,
I didn't realize it. My mum's like, "There's a new season." And I was like, "Oh, I thought it'd been cancelled already," but there was one last season and it wasn't very good.
shocker.
Shocker. It was yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever rewatch that. And then I thought afterwards, oh, should we watch Roseanne? But no, I will watch Home Improvements now and see how that
Good call.
fares in today's time.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's still going to be. There's going to be a few bits that are a bit, but I have a feeling it may hold up relatively well.
Well, I will let you know.
Please do, because if it does hold up, I'll give it a watch. I'm currently rewatching Bob's Burgers because I fucking love Bob's Burgers. But if by the time I'm finished watching that, you tell me that Home Improvement is good, I'll sub that in.
Cool. No worries. Right. I feel like we've gone for like 2.5 hours.
Oh Jesus, I'm starving, so yeah.
Yeah, you go have whatever it is you're having.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash. That's what I usually go to my mum's for.
I've already got the mash made. I just need to reheat it and put a shitload of butter in, and then fry some sausages.
I love mash, but it just has to be like my mum's mash because it's
What does she
best.
do that's so magical?
I don't know, but I can't make it the same. It's just potato and butter.
I'm going to wild guess here and say it's potato and butter.
Yeah.
Because that is the secret of good mash.
I think it's just like you literally boil it too much, slightly too little, you're fucked. It won't taste right. It either tastes too earthy or it goes like watery.
No, we can't go there. If it is watery, that's never
Yeah,
good.
you fucked it.
Yeah.
So I just like when I do a roasting or whatever, I never make, even though mash is my absolute favorite, I just do roast potatoes because I know I can get them right. So when I
can't do
go to,
roast potatoes.
oh really? So when I go to my
No.
mum's, it's mash time. That's
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I don't really do roasts because I'm the only one living here. But my mum used to make the most fucking amazing roast potatoes. They were like insane. So when I try and make them now, they never quite work. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna stop doing roasts.
just
Fuck it. Just make chips. I make banging chips.
yeah. Well, anyway, enjoy your mash.
Oh,
And
mashal. Hey.
mash.
Sorry.
I'll see you later. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.